And hello and welcome to Tales from the Dark Side, your Star Wars news and weekly comic recap presented by Renovision. There's 3 comics to review this week: Hidden Empire, number 1, Dr. Aphra 26, and Han Solo and Chewbacca, number 7. We recap and discuss Andor episode 11. We've got a summary of the Christie Golden novel, Battlefront 2 Inferno Squad. And of course, we've got your weekly Star Wars news and collectible releases to include a look at some custom creations. Let's get it going, fellas.
Okay, hey, Sunday we had 2 games here because Buffalo came over and everything else. But I'm gonna say hi to the chat real quickly. Am I saying hi to the chat, or is Jedi going around the horn? I forgot. Our post-game talk was so good that I forgot what we were doing. All right, I'm going to say hi to everybody. Ed, saying hi for the L Room. Ed, good to see you.
No, I was going to say let Jedi go.
Star Wars Sunday with Dark Side Crew. Excellent. Good to see you. Ruben, Eric, hi. Sith Rule. Rock on, nerds. Rock on, Dark Side. Thank you for the sub, Sith Rule. Justin, good to see you. Hey guys, hey. Sticks, this just in, blank. It's Sunday, Star Wars night. Okay, cool. Thank you, Sticks. Thanks for the sub. Absolutely. Blah blah blah. That's part of Sunday nights. Good. Sub. Football and Star Wars. Great stuff. Chef, what's up? And what is up, Wookiee Fanatic? AOA, good to see you. Great panel, except for Marco, of course. And Funhouse, we'll say hi to everybody else as they trickle in from watching the commercial that's on right now. Jedi, please finish off the intros and tell everybody who's on the panel tonight, except for me, apparently.
No, you're here. Right. So he goes to the gym, so his ranting won't leave him panting. It's Macho Man Marco. His channel gets more hits than Pornhub has. Never mind. It's the visionary Pete Renovision. He's a mail order hoarder without limits or border. It's the great Dom Tober. He's a deep thinker and bad spec sinker. Wayseeker is here tonight. And a one-of-one little Leia on eBay listed for $10K made him say, no way, that's cray-cray. It's me, Jedi Johnson 22. Let's go.
Man, that was almost as good as Eminem at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame last weekend.
Yep. I couldn't believe that card, by the way, for those that are asking to finish a
So just imagine if that went for that much money, that card.
That's somebody putting up dumb stuff.
The Mando.
I won't go for that much. That's like one of the dumb things we used to do, like when we get super rare stuff that we couldn't price because there's nothing on GPA.
Yeah, you go fishing.
There's nothing solo out. Yeah, you just throw a number up there, and then somebody will give you like a $2,000 offer, and then you'll take it.
Yeah,
I mean that's what you're gonna
keep an eye on it.
The fun
here we go. Saying hi also to Joe. Thank you. Hey all. Thank you for the algorithm. The Death Star with a AT-AT or an AT-AT as they refer. Good evening, Tony. Good to see you. We do have some interesting topics we're going to talk about. We're going to do it through comics, and we had to add on a book for some reason. I think it's through Wayseeker told me to add it, and I don't know why. But
did you get through it?
Yeah. So this is what I want to do. Thank you for putting that up. I want to give a special shout out to JJ. I know he's not going to be here tonight. We do appreciate him. He said
he might.
Huh? Okay.
He said he might make it.
Might make it. Cool.
At some point.
But I wasn't going to make it through the book because I had 0 time today. And he then decided to send me a gift audio like 4 days ago or 3 days ago so I could play it. So I was like the asshole that was going and doing things. And while I'm walking into like meetings and stuff, the phone, I'm trying to shut it off because it's playing some lady talking Star Wars. Would you shut off already? Sorry. And then it opens up and just goes during the middle of it. And you're just like, listen, do you guys want my help or not? Because this is what you're going to have to deal with because I got to listen to this book. So which one do you want? So we got through it.
Was it also sped up like Chipmunk style? So
it was. No, I only had it on 1.6, but like her voice wasn't too bad. Her voice wasn't too bad at 1.6, so it wasn't that fast. But like they give you a weird look. Like everybody's serious, you know what I mean? They're all doing this serious stuff, and you're just sitting there bored. and you're just waiting for your part to tell them that they're all morons and that you'll just, why am I even here? You're wasting my time. And then they like, then chapter 6. And then all of a sudden the Empire decided to blow up a couple of rebel shit. And you're like, dude, would you shut up? Like, it wasn't that part. I think it was like they were going in and they were trying to, not to spoiler alert on a bunch of old books. The part came up where they were, and then I looked in her face and she gave me the permission to throw the blade, whatever the blade was called, through her. And she said yes. And I was like, oh, that's a brilliant part to we're not wearing backwards hats and stuff. We're kind of cleaned up a little bit. Great part to come up in the middle of the meeting. But I mean, who gives a shit? That's what you get with me. That's it. Astro Wizard, good to see you. We'll have some other good stuff. Yeah, I mean, one point, yeah, it's not that bad. Whoever did it wasn't that bad. So okay. We also gonna go over some things because they're definitely, we're going to cover a little bit better because we did some background research on some of the second printing stuff and stuff that's coming out. I know that's a lot of big news. My wife did say we have to mention that, unfortunately, a Power Ranger guy passed away today. So sorry to hear about that, Pete. She said you would probably know more about me. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I heard it, but again, Power Ranger really wasn't my
thing.
I'm
too old.
I was too old for it. It's my little brother's thing.
Yeah, I was too old for Power Rangers when it first premiered, but I used to catch it once in a while when it was on, Channel 5, which
was it one of the original guys?
Yeah. Well,
which one?
Yeah, he was the original Green.
The Green Ranger. He was he started off bad, then became the leader of the Power Rangers.
Green, White Ranger.
He was both. Yeah, he became Tommy. Is that right?
Tommy, yeah.
Oh, the Tommy guy?
Yeah, Tommy.
Oh, I actually know that one.
Yeah, he was a big frequent con.
Yeah, that's why I know, because he's always, I was like, who the hell is this guy? He's always at the cons. All right.
I've seen him a couple of times. I never. My wife wanted to get his autograph because she always liked Tommy the Green Ranger.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, sorry for your wife, and I'm sorry to hear that the guy passed away.
It sucks, It's just like it's amazing how a lot of things that we grew up with is fading away.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. Well, yeah, I mean that's what I mean. Think about Jedi. He's older than all of us. All right. On that note of Jedi being old, let's get into the news, Pete.
Who are these Rangers? You guys, I don't even know.
He's like Lone Ranger. The Lone Ranger passed away a long time ago.
We'll talk about it again on Wednesday.
Yeah. All right, news. This week's news for Star Wars was a little bit difficult. We didn't have much happening in the world of Star Wars this week, and so that's all right. This one you already talked about a little bit on Wednesday, but I know not everybody got to chime in about this. But Andor is going to be the first Star Wars Disney Plus show that's going to be on ABC and FX and also coming to Hulu. But just the first 2 episodes, which seems really weird to me, given that you needed all 3 episodes at once. So, like, I don't know why.
Yeah, unfortunately, because they wrote it in arcs, I think they should just pop out all 3 at the same time. But I think
they should have done all 3.
The show did.
Because the third episode some sort of really brings it together, and if you're trying to get new viewers onto the show, like you need that 3rd episode. So,
well, I think maybe they're trying to drive people to Disney Plus, maybe giving them the first 2.
But I think you could do that with that first whole arc. Those first 3 episodes will drive them to see the rest. Because I think the way it ends really.
Well, that's true. The first 2 episodes won't do anything but put them to sleep.
Oh, Jesus. All right.
But I mean, Disney is worried about Andor's ratings. Like, they really like how it's being reviewed, but the ratings are underwhelming for Star Wars. And so I think that's really pushing some of this.
And it's going to be done by the time they do this, which is the other thing.
This episode's the last episode.
Yeah, Wednesday, like the episode will be done, and then it'll be on ABC later that day.
It's not just that. They've already committed, like the other next season's done. So like they're committed for this being a 2-year thing. But this reminds me a lot of both Clone Wars and the animated series and Rebels, where I don't know what it's going to take, and maybe they're trying to figure it out. But it's a very interesting thing. How do you get a TV show or a stream show that is extremely popular in like focus groups and niche groups to actually be seen by the mass population? Dwayne Scott, what's going on?
Yep. So
I think you just let it play out. I think that's part of the problem. Like a lot of people won't jump on board a show if they're not sure it's going to come back. Like, well, I'm going to start watching this. Like, There's no rush.
And no, tell Wookiee Fanatic that I'm not 30 years old watching the Power
No,
Rangers.
he's
I was in my
he's
20s.
He found a very nice woman.
All right. So for those that are watching Andor this week, the reports are that it's going to have a post-credit scene.
Huh. Interesting.
Spoilers are supposed to be it's related to something in this picture. So Dom, you can tell us all about what it is. But
how they're building, maybe.
Yeah, whatever they're building.
I think we're supposed to. I think that's what people are saying. We're supposed to see whatever they were actually building. So,
all right, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah,
I think it's AT-ATs.
Think so.
Death Star.
So we got some people who are now the cinematographers were announced, James Friend and Chris Teague for The Acolyte. One of these people was involved with Willow. The other one was involved with Russian Dolls with the director. So it seems like Lucas got one of their...
Chrissy Teigen was a girl.
What?
No.
Chrissy... No, what?
That's Chrissy.
Yeah. What now?
This is Chris. It's different.
Chris who? Okay. Whatever.
This guy's not married to John Legend.
Wow. Well, he should be. He'd be a lot more popular if he was. There you go. All right.
So like I said, we were really pushing to get some news this week, and so that was one you come up with. Yeah. This one's going to make Jedi really happy. Well, Dave Filoni and Kennedy, they were in Japan for doing a week-long tour. Seems like they had a really long meeting with the production IG group that made The Ninth Jedi. And from what I can understand, The Ninth Jedi was always intended to be like a trial run for a series for a production IG. And so people are saying that maybe what they're talking about is making a full series for The Ninth Jedi.
Well, The Ninth Jedi was a surprisingly very good episode.
Which one was that?
That was the one with when the guy came to have all the Jedis, and it was surprisingly that you thought they were Jedis and they were Sith. And the one girl, the guy in the robot was actually good, and all the other guys that were out there were Sith.
This is the one where the droid. This is the one where the droid drinks tea, if I remember right.
No.
It is, yes, it is. It is the one where the droid drinks tea. It is.
This one, no.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Isn't it the one
I don't remember the tea either.
The Pinocchio episode.
Wow.
Either way, Production
yeah,
IG is currently doing a project for Lord of the Rings animation, so it would have to be after the Lord of the Rings animation.
Well, it's gonna be a bunch of Sith pretending. Like
I definitely would not. I definitely would like to have this because this was really good.
It was
I want more Ronin. That's what I want. The Ronin thing really. I'd rather have
not the Rock Band.
The Rock Band. Yeah, you had a dancing.
We can leave that one go. Yeah.
Come on, man. Letting the band.
So we got some more news on the comic that Marco is the most excited about. Sansa Starros. Well, we learned that the comic is going to only be 5 issues, so you don't have to worry about Marco going forever.
I'm not worried about it. I'm not going to read it.
5 issues, but how many variants?
I'm really excited for this comic. I don't know why you aren't.
More variants than issues.
It's a trash compactor of a character that they haven't figured out.
A whole bunch of variants, about 10 variants. Number 1.
Yeah. First off, this character they keep changing her around because they've not found out a direction for this character yet. She never actually even has her own path. Like first she's a husband or a wife to somebody, but that's not true because that didn't work well. Then she's like a girlfriend, but is she really because another girlfriend? Everybody likes Magna better. Like she just has there's no sticking power. I mean, she looks nice in this picture, but like besides that, what do you got out of her?
She's a Starros. That makes it interesting.
Yeah, but
James Marsden.
No.
Starros
is the most boringest ass part of the fucking High Republic, dude.
No,
there's nothing.
The girl was really interesting. The one with the tech mind. I liked her.
Oh, well, I can't help for your taste, bro.
So anyway, it seems like Ireland is trying to connect some of the High Republic things. That's my guess from what I was reading to it, because we're going to be sending Starros back to her home world, and it's going to introduce her to her extended family. So I have a feeling we're going to learn a little bit about the family history from how...
That never becomes boring or stupid. Yeah, okay.
Well,
all right.
I can be excited for it. You can.
You can. Absolutely. Feel free.
All right. Here's one that Dom will be excited about.
Oh, I add this to the end. I thought you said add it to the end of the thing.
I asked if you were going to do it. You never got back
I
to me.
did. I gave the wholesome analysis and everything.
Either way.
It's all right. I'm good. I don't want to have to do this because this is garbage. But
So they announced this week that we are going to get a series to celebrate the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. So it's going to be a number of different one-shots that relate to characters from the comics or from the movies. So the first one is going to be Jabba's Palace comic, but we're going to be getting more throughout the entire year, and so it'll be interesting to see what characters they do for the one shot.
They did this before with Revelation. What was that fucking stupid ass series they did? That was actually not stupid. It was pretty good. I actually liked it.
Listen, tell him that the Boba Fett's 1 in 100. He says it's 1 in 150. It's a 1 in 100 of what I read. They might change it, but
I don't think it's.
You're talking about
Boba Fett.
War of the Bounty Hunters one shots with.
No, I think the 1 in 100. I think the 1 in 100 is the DF, dude.
Is the Jabba's Palace, the Boba Fett on the cover?
Yeah, but the DF, bro, not the regular one, not this.
I think there's gonna be like 2 color variants to that. I think that's another thing too.
There's gonna be a lot. There's gonna be a lot. Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm. No, you're talking about the War of the Bounty Hunters one shots.
No, these right here.
No. Marco was talking about how they did one shots before.
Wasn't War of the Bounty Hunters. Yeah, they did it there too, but I was talking about like the what was it, like the Alliance ones?
Oh, the Age of Rebellion, the Age of
Rebellion.
Yeah. Same type of thing. I'm looking forward to this. I read some of the synopsis of some of the series, and
that's pretty cool.
I enjoy it.
I like one shots. I mean, that's a great way of telling.
I think the Boba Fett cover is kind of boring, but redundant.
Dom's gonna spend lots of money on that one. There's no doubt.
I mean, this is like $1. No, this is like one of those dollar books that, like, when I don't want to hear anybody complaining when CGC's backed up when this book comes out, because a bunch of idiots are going to be. I mean, this is a $1 book that they're going to be overpricing.
I'm going to probably buy 5 copies and then buy a graded copy of the. It just have 5 regular copies of that. Don't ask me why.
Why, dude? You just said like you just go. I want to go to Celebration in London. The tickets are expensive. If you didn't buy 5 copies of this, it would be so expensive, man.
I have ways. I got ways, man. It's coming in and out. He'll be here, man.
Jedi just hopes that Diva Lompop comes in because she has a connection to Jedi.
She's got to show up eventually. Again,
that will get Jedi involved.
Oh yeah.
All right. Next up, let's move on.
Oh, so we got now. Dom's got to go to Galaxy's Edge.
Yes.
So we got
nice.
Mandu and Grogu arriving this week or last week at Galaxy's Edge, and so there they are in the park. We're hanging out with Boba Fett. So
why does it look like Agent Maria Hill is in the background behind them?
You're right. It looks like they told her to go back to.
Like I said, this was a rough week for Star Wars news. So
I'm kind of.
Go ahead. Go on.
I'm just curious why only certain parts of the ground look wet.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Who's peeing over there? What
Who's
the hell is going
back there?
Walking their dogs.
Hey, sometimes the bathroom lines get backed up. You need a place. This is the place you go to smoke cigarettes and pee. You need to be.
That's how why she's there is because this is where the crew smokes.
You're like, hey, clear out of here, guys.
Gives me the heater. They're like, come on, just put your helmets on. Take a picture. I'm gonna take a picture of you
It
smoking
can't be worse than
cigarettes.
New York City streets.
All right, huh?
No, New York City streets right now.
All right. So, Star Wars Tales from Galaxy's Edge, the enhanced edition, will be launching when the new PlayStation VR launches on February 22nd. So I guess this is one of the launch titles. I don't know anything about the original one, but it sounds like they're adding new characters, new storyline.
Looks like Hondo.
Hondo's going to be in it. Yep, that was one of the announcements this week.
They should make a new comic series.
So, if anybody knows anything about this, I don't know if it's worth knowing, but if this is your thing, you can pick it up when it launches on February 22nd. So we got some more video games.
Wasn't that the VR? Was that the VR?
Yeah, that's the VR.
Yeah.
This is the new.
Yeah, I don't have the PlayStation. That's why I don't know much about the VR stuff.
Yeah. If you haven't played Star Wars Squadrons, it's going to be downloadable for free starting November 24th through December 1st from the
Oh, really? Store. My brother got it for me like my birthday 2 years ago, and I still haven't played it. Now it's free.
It's hard. It was a hard game. My ships just kept getting destroyed. Iden makes appearance in this one too. So, we're going to talk about Iden later. So if you really like Iden also is in this game. So it's free. Pick it up if you don't own it.
What are you getting, Ruben? Are you getting the VR thing or are you getting the other thing? Go ahead.
Ruben has to have this already. This game's been out for 2 years. I can't imagine.
No. I don't think he plays video games.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's free, pick it up. It's a fun game. And then last but not least, I don't know if people watch these, but on Life Day, Disney Kids released 3 new Lego short videos. They were much better than Grogu and Dust Bunnies. They weren't good.
Way better.
Which I saw.
Way
I
better.
thought it was cute.
What?
I thought it was cute.
These?
Get out of here. Stop. No, you're gonna get muted. No, this was
what?
way better.
I know
And it
it
had
is,
your
but
Boba Fett in it too.
You got Boba Fett in these. So like you got one about Boba Fett, which is totally for Dom. You got one about C-3PO and R2-D2, which is all for Jedi.
For Jedi.
And
Where
then
did
you
these
got
drop on
the other
YouTube or
one
what?
was
No, Disney Plus.
Kenobi
Disney Plus.
sending.
I didn't see these on Disney Plus.
They're not on Disney Plus. They're on Disney Kids.
Oh, Disney Kids.
Disney
You
Kids.
have to go to
Ah.
YouTube.
Oh, is it
What
YouTube?
the hell is
Yeah.
that? Okay, it is YouTube.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because I got blocked out of my Disney Plus on my iPad,
Yeah.
so I didn't see him on Disney Plus. My bad.
And then you got Kenobi sending Darth Vader a camel through the Inquisitors.
Okay.
That was a pretty good one. I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, the C-3PO was definitely the worst. They're only about a minute and a half or 2 minutes each. But
Hey, can I ask a question now that it brings it up? Because now I realize where I did see it and why I didn't see it on Disney Plus. Has anybody had problems on their iPad with like Disney's now asking you for Disney Plus to put in a 4-digit code, but the QR like your keyboard doesn't come up when you do it? Anybody got a solution for that? Let me know because it's annoying the hell out of me. Not
Yeah,
you guys,
no
obviously.
idea.
no.
I was talking to the chat. We got some smart people in the chat.
So where's it? You didn't put in the 44th anniversary of Boba Fett's first appearance.
Oh, for
The holiday
fuck's
special.
sake.
Life Day.
44th anniversary. I missed that anniversary. Sorry, no.
We already put in that stupid variant that's not like anything. We're not
No,
doing this.
But
Next up.
I did
next.
clip this one specifically for you. I went through
I
the
know.
videos.
Next.
I
Next.
appreciate it. I
I
appreciate
picked
that.
Next.
yeah. Boba Fett, Mando, jetpack. So good for you. And that is this week in Star Wars.
Dom does totally. That was Dom. He was just fishing for Dom news the whole time. Okay. All right. We're gonna get into the comics and then we're gonna talk about some of the other stuff that's going on.
That should be another shirt we'll do. We'll do Dom approved. We'll get a little nice
Yeah,
little thumbs
yeah.
up shot from Dom.
with a Boba Fett in the background. Yeah. All right. A lot of comics and a lot of stuff to get through this week. A lot of just tomfoolery and shenanigans. Okay. Hidden Empire. Once again, I told you guys last week this was a pretty good book. I still enjoyed reading it. Starts off, you get, I mean, this is all just backstory, right? We're getting the Maul thing. We're trying to figure out that they're actually going to use the little device to create something. I did like how what's her name is the student is portrayed here. If they drew her originally like that, did you guys like this form of her drawing
Yeah,
better
she
than the?
looked pretty cool.
I thought she looked really good, dude.
It looks a lot better than in the Aphra books.
Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely. So they're on this like planet. They have this whole power energy thing sucked. This is a very questionable panel here.
It
and
is
this
a
why.
very questionable panel.
Okay, Dom, on the right here, there is a vision. We didn't want to get into this on tack. We kind of cut it short, but we're gonna do it here.
hologram.
What would you say people would be calling this? Not us. What would you say people are calling this hollow?
Well, the
Right here.
hologram, the first canon appearance picture, even though it's a hologram, of Prince Izar.
Right. And here's the thing.
Oh,
That-
Jedi left. This was a
Yeah.
hologram. I was going to bring up Avar Chris.
I don't know. Yeah. The problem with that is how do you know that's Zizor?
Well, he doesn't have the facial hair because what's his name has the facial hair from the Black Sun.
Goody. He's
Yeah,
right.
here's the
Goody has
thing,
the
though.
goatee.
Beauty.
Yeah.
Here's the thing though, a couple things. One, there's never named in there throughout there. Number two, the film all look the same. Like all of them look the same.
I warned you before pre-show. Don't
Hey,
make racist
wait a second.
comments about
What-
the
What happened when they asked Charles
the
Soule?
alien race.
When they
About
asked
this?
on Twitter, people were asking Charles Soule if this is Izor, and Charles Soule said he cannot comment.
And that is the reason why it is Prince Caesar, because
No, that's
he
not.
can't
They
comment.
did. He just said that's
I can
not
either
it.
confirm or deny.
He cannot-
the
that's
president-
why
He
it
did
isn't.
deny, but
And here's
if he has
the
to-
reason why. Here's the reason why because we do know, and I'm not saying that later down they can't, but like you've seen a lot of people remove that already. This is just them. This is like what I hate about what Star Wars is doing now. they're messing with everybody because right now, if you read a lot of the stuff, Zizor actually doesn't do meetings. Just like here, there's a guy from the Droid Grotto in the background by Jabba and all. That's not actually the leader for the Grotto. And he mentions it, but like that's not the leader for the Grotto. A lot of these guys here, like Prince, he doesn't actually show up for these meetings because, as we all know, Zito got his head taken off the last time he showed up for a bloody meeting, right? So Zizor doesn't show up anymore. He actually doesn't go for these types of meetings.
Yeah,
he doesn't do that type of thing.
If the Palpatine calls, you answer. I don't care. I don't know if I go with that argument. Palpatine calls, you answer.
I don't know, man. The last Sith that called he didn't show up and it chopped off another one's head. Like,
well, we know that Palpatine can force choke from across the universe.
Well, we see that later on in this thing.
But
my point being is he doesn't run the day-to-day operation, right? Like Jabba runs all the operations, so Jabba's going to be here. But when you start looking at the other characters there, I mean, I don't know what Pike that is because it could be anywhere.
Yeah,
that's the other thing too. Like, but the bottom line is, I would rather them just say, like, because I did see somebody mock it up where the Emperor does say Zizor. That's not how I know people are going to say not his name. It's pronounced a different way than
Shizor or whatever.
Yeah, Shizor. But whatever. They actually had mocked it up where it actually says that. And Marvel needs to stop doing this shit because, like, I don't care if it's like whatever tongue-tied word salad you're going to try to make this as first picture of a hollow of Zizor in a comic book.
I don't understand any of it.
Yeah. I don't give a crap about any of that. But at least
I want to ask Jedi's thoughts because whether it's Zizor, Shizor, or not, it's a hologram. What do you think, Jedi?
Well, it's a I mean, I know you.
I'm thinking of your Avar Chris stance.
You brought up Avar Chris, but that was a little different, even though it's not Avar Chris because she didn't have the headband on. But we won't go through all that again.
No,
and it was a hologram, etc., etc. But I mean, this is not even Zizor's first comic appearance. So if anybody wants to say, "Oh, well, it's his first canon appearance,"
yes,
okay, throwing out the fact that it's a hologram. I mean, we kind of went through this with Ahsoka, right? When Ahsoka made her first canon appearance, and everybody said it was Mace Windu #5, where she wasn't even. It was Mace Windu thinking about Ahsoka, so it was like a thought bubble of Ahsoka, and everybody's like, "That's the first Ahsoka." This is just crazy.
Was that the one where
you're telling me that it wasn't that Santa Starros' first appearance in Darth Vader #4 wasn't Santa Starros because of XYZ, but yet we're going to say this is whatever.
I know, but Jedi, you got to understand.
People make up their own rules for this shit as they go.
We don't even know. It gets one further. It gets one further. Marvel has purposely made it so that we don't actually know. You do not know that is Shizor or Zizor. They're saying like,
I
don't see
put
facial
a
hair.
cease and desist order on the writer to say you can't answer that question.
No, yeah, well, because the writer's not going to know because he doesn't know what's going on. This is worse. This is worse. At least we know what Ahsoka looks like. At least we know. The Sansa thing, I don't believe Wayseeker. Wayseeker's just got 7 of the 6s, so he wants to make
about it on the tax show. At least you guys talked about on the tax show. Is Marvel trolling us? 100%. Yes, they are trolling us. I brought this up a long time ago about the first. And Marco's going to disagree with me. But the Star Wars whatever, where we had the High Republic guy on the planet that wasn't really him, and I brought up then I thought that Marvel was trolling people about the whole first appearance, what is or is not a first appearance.
Oh, with Man,
where they're kind of rubbing their noses in it.
Well, time out. With that one, they named the guy. He's in like half the book. He has a conversation, like he says what era he's in. Like that's a little different. It was his clone, but okay. It's not a clone. No, it was him as a clone. Oh my god. Okay. We're not gonna get into that. What I'm saying is even all those examples, we know what Elzar Man looks like. We know what Ahsoka looks like. Any fucking person from this species could be that guy right there.
But let's be clear. This is not just a Marvel thing. This is a Charles Soule thing. Charles Soule loves to do this. He's the one who put in Man. He's the one who put in Avar Chris.
Yeah,
he's the one who put in Kiwi's bust and way beforehand. So now people are like, "Oh, look, she was in this 3 years ago." He loves to play games with his readers.
The sad part, though, is
maybe it is Soule. Then I mean, one way or the other, Marvel.
This book is actually pretty darn well written. This book's pretty darn well written.
I love this comic. So go back to Penny. What I thought you were going to talk about is like the fact that like there are like people that they're like sucking life out of.
Well, we're gonna
power
get to
this
it, yeah.
machine on this
Oh, yeah.
side. Like I thought that was a little interesting in the artwork.
Yeah, they're sucking the force out of some of these people, and then they attach the whole.
So it was like evil Morty sucking all the life out of it.
Yeah.
He was using
The
all
Knights of
Mortys
Ren get
as shield.
attached to it at one point.
and it's
then
the
they go
Ferrari
back-
cage.
So here's another page where they just kind of, well, not the left side. They talk. Sansa's in there, or not Sansa. Kira's in there. She's like, "Hey, let's get our plan going. It doesn't matter what the Empire's doing. Let's contact them. Get ready to attack them if we need to. We know that they're on the battle star or the not battle star, the Star Destroyer. Blah 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 blah." And then they go to the right page, and we're going to talk about.
I just want to make a point here. One of those characters there is Amara Vex, and I want to come back to that at the very end.
Okay.
Because I think that helps us know where this is going.
Okay, go ahead. Well, you can do it right now.
I just wanted to say that one of the characters on the ship that they're talking to is Amara Vex. So
okay, which is good, which is cool, which is actually
yeah,
cool.
I just want to
so,
talk, we'll
so
talk
he
about
did
the end.
add somebody. By the way, she is named on there too, isn't she?
It says Amara. Yeah.
Yeah, it says Amara on it. So they actually name her on it. And then they go to the right side and give us fucking A. They give us some more garbage of a cameo, which is like, okay, so like, but this is the problem. All this horse shit is bearing that there's somebody really important.
That's the panel we shared.
Yeah, it's somebody really important in this book. They have the book's well written, but all this other crap that they're doing, because now the very next book, Revelation, they give the first appearance of the top right stuff. You did get a first appearance of Armora and Vex in here. Here's where they're sucking out all the pop.
I was going to give you your panel. This one.
Oh, there it is. Yeah,
I
really.
grabbed it from the TAC one.
Yep, it is them.
And that's the ID10 droid, but I love
the ID10 droid. It is, but the one in the background could have been the dead version. I mean, it looks like the girl that died also too.
No, well, look,
That
it is
doesn't
her because of the little
wise.
droids back there.
This is after the book.
I'm quite aware. Yeah, I'm quite aware of. But either way, I mean, it's still a cameo at best of.
We know who they are. I consider that the first appearance, not a cameo. Personally, we know who they are by your rules, by the rules that you laid out. If you know who the character is, and they've been introduced in other things, it is a first appearance. So,
no, he said it isn't.
No, he said it because
it's cameo. It's cameo.
It's a cameo if you don't know who they are from earlier things, but if you do know who they are, then it is a first. So technically, by Marco's own rules, that's the first.
I don't know, because on that one, it's questionable. I think, like, once again, going back to Jedi's thing of seeing visions of that's, yeah. I mean, we knew who Ahsoka was, but a mind vision isn't her first appearance either. Like, it's not, I guess, as cut and dry as that, but like that's
not a vision though. That's something that's actually happening. It's just
what was happening.
The Inferno Squad is being sent in to deal with whatever the heck is dealing with on that panel.
So you don't know what's actually happening.
But he's just using every
around this guy.
He's just going after Crimson Dawn, so he's just taking out everybody he can, and so he sends the Inferno Squad in. We got the name of the Inferno Squad. It's actually named the squad.
Yeah.
Okay. And she has a robot back there, a little companion robot that she.
We heard the robot. We've heard 100 times. That robot is actually in the book too. It doesn't first appear there.
It's
that robot is actually the dead girl's robot. So
no, it's not.
It's what's his name? Dell's robot. Yeah,
it's Dell's robot. It's not.
All right. We'll get into that. We'll get into all that nonsense later. This book continues to go there, as you see on the left side. They're sucking the force out of a lot of people, including the Knights of Ren. Then, as Wayseeker already ruined the book, they can force choke for a very long across space, apparently, because the Emperor force chokes Kira, which I thought was kind of cool. Like, I really did. He's from. The weird part is what happens later, right? So he does feel her and force choke her, where through space or through the hollow, but technically he doesn't know where she is. Because he then tries to blow up. Hey, JJ. Because he then tries to blow up, like the whole Sith creator thing blows up, gives off an echo thing. The Emperor says, "Hey, look, they stole this from Darth Vader's fortress. By the way, what's going on here? How'd you let it go?" He goes, "I didn't even know we let it go. Did you feel it?" "Yeah." "Okay, go find that." The Knights of Ren then, because that thing blew up, is like, "Hey, listen, we're gonna kill you because that really hurt. And by the way, it sent out a huge beacon, and everybody who uses the dark side of the Force knows exactly where you are and where your little piece of technology is, so you better go."
Remind me again what this piece of technology does. I know, it slipped my mind.
It's supposed to, like, they say it's like a sonic force draining the Sith users, so like the dark side people. So
I
technically,
thought
it's
it
supposed
like
to trap them.
extended a moment in time. Something.
It's supposed to like.
Wayseeker?
To me, it's the from out of the cage. Like
Yeah, it's like a cage.
it like
yes.
it's a way of like capturing somebody's life essence
Yeah.
after
Inside
they die, so that
Okay.
it can.
Well, yeah,
then
but
be
it like
recovered.
it like sucks it out of like it like sucks your force it wouldn't be a force ghost. What would it, a Sith ghost?
Something
Sith
like that.
Ghost?
Yeah, a Sith ghost. It would suck your Sith ghost out, and then you're stuck in that thing, and it feels like a Sonic whatever or another. So like, yeah, I don't know.
I think we should at the end think about who that might be because I have a couple of ideas
Who
of
what might be.
the Sith that's going to be coming unleashed out of the cage.
Not the guy who looks like Igor from Young Frankenstein.
So then
No.
Kira's like, hey, listen, blah 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 blah, Emperor, you whatever, sure. And the Emperor's like, I'm going to destroy your freak. Or she asked what happened, and she said, yeah, the thing blew up, didn't work out well. And the Emperor says, hey, we're going to blow up your ship, but the Emperor doesn't blow up their ship. He blows up a different ship, which was kind of weird because he was force choking her, but didn't realize that she wasn't on the ship that he was force choking her on.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand that? Like that was really a little bit complicated. Can anybody explain how that one worked? I don't know. Either way, apparently you can force choke through a hollow, but you can't. It doesn't mean that you actually know where they are.
No, that's a good point. Actually, I didn't think of that. Yeah,
The whole thing
he
is
should have known where she was.
Yeah.
So like
Yes, you do. I'll buy it.
we know Amara Vex lives, right? Because she's in the game after this.
What's
so
the
like if she was on that ship and it got blown up, not everybody dies. That's my interesting thing because we know that she's living through the whole arc. So I don't know. I like this comic. I thought it was really good.
I did too. I mean, it leaves. So you think that it's other Sith. So I think there's somebody in there, but I don't know if we're gonna get it. Who's
I
in
thought
there
this.
because Vader's coming for him, right?
Vader's coming for it. Yep.
I thought this comic was pretty good. I liked it a lot. Unfortunately, I also thought War of the Bounty Hunters Alpha or number 1 or Alpha, whatever. I thought that was pretty good too, and it went to shit. So, we'll see.
I
I'll remain optimistic, I guess.
People are
Started off
speculating
good.
who it is. People are saying, "Oh, it's going to be Revan or it's going to be Bane." It's not going to be anybody like that.
No. I think anything it might be Marmoth or something.
It might be Momin or Shaw.
Mormon.
Right, Momin.
Momin. Yeah, it might be
Yeah.
Momin. It's
Momin.
somebody that he's mentioned before.
It's somebody who he's had some interaction with.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be not a major character that
Could it be Darth Croc?
maybe somebody like that, right?
Yeah.
It could be very well
Could
a
be Darth
character that he's used before who tries to come back. You also did have the panel with the 2 cloaked figures at the front.
Yeah.
I don't remember
Who they were talking to. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the knees. I said this that.
Could it be more? That can't be more, right?
No, he's dead.
I don't
They-
know.
literally, the next page says he's dead.
Yeah, and so it says
Watch me Star Killer.
if only Kira would have asked for help.
Star Killer clone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that would the most likely thing there is it's Luke and someone else. But
Yeah, Jedi's not Sith. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of people were guessing that it was Sith, but I think it is more likelihood that it is probably.
or
So far, the
somebody that-
story is actually better than the second part of the story.
What's that?
This story, the final part of this.
Hidden Empire 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. This actually seems better than both of the 2 that they've already done so far. So
I agree.
I think we're finally getting a good story out. Will be the end. And also, he also did go back on the because at one point he said that it would be the end of Kira, and now he's saying that if you caught it, he changed it to this will be the end of Kira's Dawn, Crimson Dawn. He didn't actually say it'll be the end of Kira anymore. So,
I don't think she's dying.
did you get any money on that lottery ticket?
He lives.
The scratch off
Scratch off.
on your scratching right now?
I'm not scratching off. I'm sending a message to Ruben so you guys don't have to be distracted by this.
Yeah. Oh, I hope he gets it. Yeah, because a lot of us didn't get. I mean, we all got that 1 in 50. I think part of the. Yeah, we'll talk about it later. But
Yeah. I said I'm just letting them know.
This,
If I get it, I'll send it to him.
so this one.
we're going to Aphra. Okay.
Are we
Yep.
going to? So,
Yep,
so
Aphra
this one
26.
actually takes place just before Hidden Empire number 1, right? On chronological.
Correct.
This comic is actually
Yes.
right before Hidden Empire.
Yeah, I probably should have done that in the other order, but I like that one. I did the one I liked first because we've had It's been a long time since we really liked a comic, and I thought
I like this Aphra story too.
Revelation was pretty good. I kind of did. I think it's cleaning up, which I like. JJ probably absolutely hates this because he hates the Sith Eternal.
I
Or
like the
whatever it is.
He-Man homage cover. I like that cover. That's what I really like.
Which one?
There was the Masters of the Universe.
Master of the Universe
the B
homage
cover.
cover.
The B cover was the Master of the Universe. I
Mhm.
didn't put it back up because
All this week, all the B covers sold out.
no, there's stacks of them all over wherever you're at. Because there's
Yeah.
stack. Did you look in stores or were you on the internet?
No, the stores
Oh shit! I
sold out,
don't
man.
know
The
if
B
I'm going to
covers.
go to the store, but I'll pick you
For
up
some
on
reason.
one or two, I guess.
Hidden Empire, they were all still there when I went on a Friday. They were all there except for the Connecting. That was the only one that wasn't at my local LCS.
Really?
The one that I was at had fucking everything. What's his name? Chris's place had all of them. The other place always has all of them because they got 3 stores. So.
And the only thing I didn't get was the 1 in 50, the mall cover, and then Jedi sent the link to me with the covers, and I was able to get it.
Same link the same link that I put out there. That I was like,
Yeah,
hey,
sure.
Well,
everybody
and
buy it
apparently
there?
that one all sold out because I just told everybody in the chat.
I was like, hey, go buy it here. If anybody buys it, I'll combine shipping and pay for your book so you can have it.
Because what
Instead,
happened was it's
you
like
try
all
to
$100
undercut me. Okay, all right.
but you get
All right.
$20 off. They had the special code.
Yeah,
You get $20
I
off.
know. Pete bought me one. Thank you, Pete, very much. For
yeah,
that.
I got you up.
Appreciate it.
I got
Dom Dom tried to undercut me. Thanks a lot, Dom. But Pete at least took care of me. Thank you, Pete. And it wasn't
What
Jedi
an
who sent you
undercut.
the link. It was me who sent the whole fucking chat the link.
Well, I
Okay.
appreciate it.
Dr. I don't appreciate that. You trying to undercut me, bro.
What are we talking about? I did send Dom a link, but I
He
sent
did.
it in IG.
He actually
What are we talking
he
about?
actually did not use your link, Marco, and he spent way more money on the one.
Oh,
that-
did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I spent $30 on it. All right. Or Pete spent
no.
less
I
than
spent
$30.
$30 on it.
Yeah. All right. Dr. Aphra 26. Here we go. So now remember, she's still possessed by the Eternal. They're having the fight back and forth. Wow, look at that great character, Sansa. She's throwing a whip and not doing much. Good stuff.
Why can't you
because-
call her by her name? Why do you hate calling her by her
whatever,
real name?
because she's
Sana.
worthless and pointless, even in this book.
Because he really wants to talk Game of Thrones. So he's
As you
Sansa.
see, they then decide like they can take over. So all the technology is linked, so it doesn't matter who's using it. Whoever the main person is, with the gemstone can just do whatever. Remember, it's not Dr. Aphra. Technically, it's actually a machine that's doing it. So the machine
Definitely
throws
drawn
all the
better
characters
in
away.
Hidden Empire.
Huh?
She's definitely drawn better in Hidden Empire.
Yeah, way better in Hidden Empire. Then Aphra has this back and forth. I'm going to get out of here, and starts to mess around with a Sith lightsaber, because there was Sith lightsabers just laying around. And the little squeaky mouse says, "No, why don't you just stay with me? I know that I created something that took over your body, but it's so nice in here." And Aphra's like, "This is stupid. I'm done with this storyline. It's about time I get out of here," which I thought was really cool, because I think it is. I think it's like time for the storyline to move on. All of a sudden the droids show up and they're like, "Hey, we were promised that we could skin Aphra if we got rid of the machine."
How many issues has this been?
It's been a while. It's
It
been
feels
almost
like more than 6. Right?
No, it's been running the whole thing. It's been running the whole Crimson Reign.
I'm thinking more the Iron Man thing.
Yeah,
I feel like the Iron Man thing was.
it's almost been running the
Oh,
whole time of the
the
Crimson Reign.
Spark Eternal. The Spark Eternal didn't start until issue 8 or 19 or 20, right?
Yeah,
Well, that's what I'm saying. And we're at 26.
well, 7 issues. That's a long time.
That is a long for a
7
comic.
months.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
That's more than a
So,
trade. You're gonna need
they
2
try
trades
to-
tell this story.
Yeah, right. They try to burn out the Eternal. It obviously doesn't work. The Eternal's got the Sith sword now, or the Necromancer sword, or whatever you want to call it. But here comes the love of Aphra's life, Magna, and then they decide to link up through their techno graphing. This shit's weird. So as they link up,
There's no CB-23. That ship sailed.
I don't think they can call them murder droids, can it? The comic Star Wars murder droids. Can they call it murder droids?
I think yeah, they can.
Yeah, why not?
They
Yeah.
can. They're not going
They
to.
reference that they murder people all the time. They can call them murder
Kind of
droids.
skin her
Have
alive.
they-
I don't know.
Have they called them murder droids before? They might. I don't even know. Or is that just a common name we've been calling them forever? I don't know. Either way. So then Magna ends up jumping into the like eternal, whatever the vision thing that the rest of these things are caught up in. And of course, Aphra is going to do what she has to try to get back. So she decides to just make out for some reason. I don't understand the make out session, or technically Aphra didn't come back, or did she? See, this is weird.
Aphra did not come back.
Yeah.
She couldn't come back that way.
So why did she tap her in the head? I don't get it.
She had to send her back. She sent her back. That was how the tattoos worked or whatever.
All she wanted to do was kiss her and then send her back.
Well, no, she didn't want it. She didn't want her to come in the first place.
Yeah.
But she was just so overwhelmed by the generosity of somebody
but she was supposed
trying to save her.
Yeah, okay, sure.
If you have anybody trying to save you, she was just, appreciative.
Yeah, she shut off the lightsaber and it clanked. I thought it was kind of late. I thought the issue was good besides that part. But then, so the Eternal takes over. Apparently, you can stab droids, and then that makes you take over the droids. So the Eternal now takes over the murder droids.
Well, you have to stab them with the special tech blade.
Right.
Yeah, the Necromancer Sith sword.
Whatever
Yes.
that.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, they're just blowing everything up, but they don't really want to kill everybody because there's bigger plans to happen. I mean, whatever. Then they did blow up, but I didn't understand this all either. So the Eternal goes to blow up the ship that all the other, like the Santa crew gets away on. But then, like, did she? Because the cabin looks like it's still not blown up. Wayseeker, could you fill us in on this?
I'm trying to remember what happened.
I don't even remember. Yeah, okay.
It did blow up. No, it blew up at the very end, I thought.
Well, that last panel where it says "Here's this,"
you can see the smoke there on the top. This panel, it says goodbye, and so like I think it blew up, and then they're
in the top part that didn't blow up, right?
Maybe they have a fortified cockpit or something.
Yeah.
So
that's
what
I wanted to hear. Fortified cockpit. Ding.
Yep.
There we go.
Plo Koon's going to stand outside of it
up,
and defend them.
And the bottom picture is flying away from the debris, so it is destroyed.
Except for the cockpit. The cockpit is.
Well,
they died. It just means the ship is destroyed. They didn't die.
The ship's destroyed.
But they somehow blew the shit out of the ship, but it didn't blow the shit out of the ship.
Listen, if they kill them all, I'll be very surprised.
Yeah.
We won't get that story in Aphra 27. Like Aphra 27 will probably be.
Yeah, John, we already did Hidden Empire.
The entire episode comic will be about Aphra getting out, I bet. And we will not see what happened to Just Lucky and all the others until 28.
We can get rid of fucking Just Lucky.
Either that or they'll wait.
You're not a big Just Lucky fan.
No, but they got to fit. But they stopped the Unbroken Clan thing. Like that was a good. If they should have just split it off real quickly. They do a one shot. They finish the story on the Unbroken Clan. We were talking about cleaning up. They need to clean up a lot of their books right now. It's getting too spread out. Go ahead, Dom. What were you saying?
I was saying that you're lucky if they next issue they mentioned anything. You're right. It might be a couple issues. They might go to a different story route and then come back to that later on.
Well, they want us to think they're dead, and so they're going to.
They're going to do the split thing that they've been doing all for the last fucking year. All right, Han and Chewie.
I even
forgot this was a book. I forgot this was a book till I read it, and then I was like, and I don't know why it's a book.
Sorry.
Why do you have Nicolas Cage?
Yeah. I stopped reading this one after issue 2. I have no idea what's going on.
Greedo was going to shoot Han, but instead they dumped him on a fucking island where nobody speaks basic, but it's a fucking island where you can drink for free and eat for free, and it's a beach.
So there was a joke in here. I don't know if you picked it up.
So it's like a sandals.
That panel up there, in the middle, the top left of the middle, he talks about how he is wanted to shoot Solo multiple times.
Yes.
It was a joke about how, there's been so many different cuts of who shot who first. So it was a bad joke.
Terrible joke.
That was an attempt to get to who shot
this
first.
Book.
Well, whose Battle Frog muscle arm is that?
I don't know. That creature.
No, yeah, that's one of the creatures on the planet that is giving him free drinks somehow, but doesn't speak basic, but knows what he wants. All of a sudden, the howl comes up. Oh, wait, they're going to kill Chewie. Okay. They go back to the jail. Chewie takes a pill made out of cleaning solution.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't just cleaning supplies.
So is he taking his little blue pill to hang out with Maz, or what's going on here?
Yeah, why is that guy fat in the corner in the bottom?
Yeah, because I got to be honest. This week
'Cause
I'm
this
with
book
Dom.
is
Like, I
hot
read Hidden
trash,
Empire,
that's
but I didn't
why.
read Han and Chewie this week.
Yeah, so he takes this pill that
I
puts him
have
out,
it.
but
I
supposed
just-
to bring
oh,
him
I'm
back to
getting it.
life. So it
I'm
looks
getting
like he's dead, but he's not really dead. Han's back on the planet trying to find anybody who speaks basics. There's one guy who speaks basic. He's like, cool, I can get you off the planet. And then Han Solo pulls the guns on him and says, sorry about this, but I got to steal your shit.
Oh,
In the
shit,
meantime-
that's Han. Okay.
Yeah, that's Han. Yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah,
Wait.
if you didn't read it, that's Han.
That's how with a beard.
In the
Han with a
meantime,
beard,
the lady who decided to try to poison Chewbacca on accident on purpose with the pill made out of cleaning solution is pretending to be a janitor, and then she goes in to hit some guys over the head that
The
are
green
watching.
dude looks like the
doc.
bad guy from Galaxy Quest.
Yeah.
It's
Right?
stupid. Let's stop. It's dumb.
That's not the
Go
first time we've seen Han look like that, right? Han looks like that in one of the Galaxy Edge comics. I
Yeah,
believe.
kind of. It's
Well,
a
yeah,
little
he
weird.
did grow a beard in a couple of one of the
It's not the
books.
beard that he's got a crooked big nose. Like he's weird.
Nicolas Cage in the one page panel, the way
Well,
they drew it.
So, anyways, they break out the doctor and everybody else, and then they're like, "Oh, we're gonna kill people." And Maz says, "Don't kill people." So that's pointless. I mean, because why else would you break them out? To kill people, right? Like that's why you cause a distraction. In the meantime, Chewie wakes up from his chemical pill popping episode, and then says, "Hey, you guys are late." She goes, "Okay, I'm still a janitor, even though I'm not wearing janitor clothing
Dr.
anymore."
Cornelius and Ponda.
That's
Yeah, that's who it's
Baba.
Babu.
Yeah.
Babu. Yeah, Babu. That's who it is.
Wow.
Yep. Yep. It's really a shit show of a book. They died for some reason, even though they don't need to, because he's supposed to be dead, but he's alive walking around, which would be the first clue that he's not dead. They put handcuffs on him, even though he's with the janitor, which I don't understand. That like makes no sense. Like why would fuck off? Don't give
Well,
him
the
handcuffs.
janitor also transports.
Number two,
prisoners.
why would the janitor be transferring prisoners? This book
They're
sucks.
under
Middle
staff.
story,
It was a
he's
waste.
just a janitor.
I think I'm gonna try to send it back because it was a waste of $4.99. I wonder if you can return it after you read it. Yeah, then he's just there, and Maz is shooting people because she was in front. This book sucked. The only part that was good was at the end. Han's kind of pissed off, and then Chewie almost chucks out Greedo. So
How does Han like in this whole planet like magically find them on the edge of some random?
oh yeah, that happened too. Yeah.
like
And he
Han
still got the
doesn't
guy
know where
tied
they are, and he's like, "Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna go pick you up. I have no idea where you are, and I'm gonna find you on the
I
edge."
think
of
I-
this
Hey, listen, he has force powers that he didn't
Yeah,
say
he-
anything about.
Clearly does. This-
There, Wookiee
I think it's
fanatics don't-
obviously
hey,
he's
Dom, I think
it's
this is
obvious
to
that
you.
he's chipped Chewbacca. That's
Yeah.
So here's the problem, Dom. This is the
It's on his
same
collar.
writer that's
Bandolier
writing the
had it, that's
Jabba
all.
Palace one shot.
I know. Hey,
So you might not want this Jabba Palace one shot because this might be what you're getting.
Yeah, it's gonna be hot trash.
you're gonna have
Chewie
Boba
likes
Fett and the Vespers, the bike gang.
No doubt you will. All right. So that was a piece of junk book. Speaking of piece of junk books, we've got Star Wars Hyperspace. For some reason, there's Poe Dameron there and a girl on top of a speeding
Hey,
fast
quick
track.
question.
That's a girl.
That's a
Finn.
girl. That's Poe Dameron.
That's not
You
Poe
see that girl's
Dameron.
got a shadow. She's
That is
got like a
Poe
5
Dameron.
shadow.
Finn.
It's Poe and Finn.
I was gonna say,
I'm talking
is
about
that
the one on
Finn?
the left. Very terrible. Also coming out of Dark Horse this week is the trade of Tales from the Rancor Pit. A little bit more
Well, is it
excited
me or
about
this
that
book
than I'm.
No,
took
no,
2 months to come out. Like this book took a long time to come out.
What,
Which
the
one?
Tales from the Rancor Pit? It's supposed to come
No,
out. on Halloween.
the Dark Horse, the third issue.
No, it didn't. It's a month away. It's not.
You
It came
sure?
out-
Because it feels like forever since I got the issue 2.
No, issue 2 sucked that bad that you.
I
wanted
know,
it.
but I'm just saying. It's,
What did happen was Tales from the Rancor Pit is coming back out this week, and it was supposed to come out on Halloween. So
It'll get
it's
delayed.
2 weeks behind.
that's why it was delayed.
got delayed. No, Tales from the Rancor Pit, not Star Wars Hyperspace. Star Wars Hyperspace is on track. The Tales from the Rancor
Boba Fett and the
Pit.
Dust Bunnies. Yes, I want to see that.
Just a note. Tales from the Rancor Pit is a trade paperback. They will only be sold in comic stores. It won't make it to bookstores until January. So if you want it, you can't find it in bookstores. You can only find it in comic stores.
Okay. Interesting.
Once again, coming out this week was supposed to come out because the solicitation said just in time for Halloween.
It's
Maybe they meant Thanksgiving.
It's got Ty York.
It does. It actually looks really good. It does.
I'm
look
in.
good.
I can't wait for the Christmas special to come out.
You'll get that in Valentine's Day.
What are we talking about? Okay, next, another bullshit second print for a book that didn't fucking sell out. So this week we went back and we looked at a bunch of the distributors, or not bunch, and we decided to go see why are we doing second prints.
Because we
have
all
no
need
clue
a dumpy design cover.
why this shit's coming out. But it is. There's originally, I think, scheduled 2. There we got 1 of this. Hopefully this will be the end of this, but I doubt it. I bet you it's going to third print.
Nope, it's going 3.
Yeah, it has to. You can't end on this. This is
You
like a
can't.
North
This
Face
is-
puffy jacket.
Yeah, but the point is, like, you're supposed to go into second print after you sold out. Like, if you don't sell out,
Oh,
like,
supposed to.
well, yeah. Oh, don't worry, it gets worse. It fucking gets worse. Okay. Next week is Revelations. I'm not saying I read this book, but if I did read this book, it's good. And I don't know what else. I don't. Did we get previews for this? I can't remember if we had.
We did get
for this
previews.
or-
Yes, we got
did?
previews.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So we can talk about some of the
Yeah, you
previews then. There's the Momoka. There's a couple other ones. I like the.
Yeah, Mocha, is that a 1 in 50 or 1 in?
No, it's a
No?
B
Regular
cover.
cover?
It's a B or C cover.
Yeah, it's just a regular.
cover.
Okay.
Then there's probably an incentive.
If you need
where
some, I
it's a
got a bunch of them,
version
so
of
yeah.
it or
The
something.
one
else.
on the right is a what? The 1 in 25, I think.
The one on the right is the 125. Yep, 1 in 50, I think.
Oh no, which 150? The one in the middle is 1 in 25, and that's the one where we think it's Sabe in the
in the
Vision.
squid helmet
So we'll
face.
show why in a minute, because for those people that this was a
Jedi
question,
picked up that 1 in 25.
we're getting back the Webbish bog that's coming back. For those people that don't know, it's a big ass thing that was supposed to show up in one of the movies and they cut it. It was actually in the, what was his name? What was the guy's name that read the crazy ass one that was the final movie and then they never did it? Duels of Fate.
The Trevorrow.
Trevorrow, and they made like some 6,000 pound Muppet that they still have for this fucking thing. It's just sitting
Yeah, and this
in
was
the-
in Vader, what, 8?
Yeah.
I wonder why it was running over budget.
Yeah. No shit.
I was
It
like,
looked
why was I over
It
budget?
looked
I made
more
a
like a
fat
fucking baby. His
Making a giant
his-
baby
that-
Muppet.
dude, his is like a fucking baby too. Like they make it look like a piglet here, but it's like it looked like a baby, dude. It's fucking crazy. Also, too, for those
Maybe he watched Toy Story a lot.
I was under the impression the art's just a little different, but in the bottom right corner you see the mech suit. I was under the impression that was Sabe and also going to be in the reflection. I don't know why when I said that to the guys they doubted that, but they don't remember the mech suit, I guess, so much. I thought it was in the last Vader book. Maybe, I don't know. Oh yeah, because there she is. The actual panel right above is her wearing the suit with her helmet out. It is Sabe. All right, there we go. Maybe I should have read these fucking panels before I started talking about them. Okay,
You're getting
next up.
closer.
Huh?
You're getting closer. I'm proud of you.
I actually
Sabe,
almost,
not Sabe.
whatever. I also
Sabe.
almost ruined the thing because I didn't read the book, but maybe I did. Okay, they do a background thing about some droids. Stupid, corny ass joke about droids in this. While he's talking to the Webbish Bog, they also bring up the grotto, which has been brought up in the last book too. So it looks like the droid grotto is going to be something I wish we still were. I might be able to pull up the old thing we did on the droid grotto. Maybe not. I don't care. They should be fun. It took them 3 years to get to the droid grotto because I think we did a video 3 years ago about how the droid grotto is coming up down the road. That just for those people who want to think about like, oh, well, this came up in Star Wars, so it must be coming up another time. Yeah, some of this shit doesn't come up for 3 years. Next week also too. Once again, good book, pick it up. But there's lots of copies of it.
Iden's book's been out. This is the 5th anniversary of Battlefront 2 was this week. So just to say
Yeah.
how long things
Yeah.
sometimes take.
Right.
Yeah.
They're going to be in there too. There's going to be a lot and more on them in there too. It's a good book though. Pick it up, but there's going to be lots of them, lots of all the covers. So don't get the FOMO of it. Okay.
Second
whatever,
print, probably.
whatever. Yeah, there will be a second print too.
I'll
'Cause
definitely
we'll get
be a
into
second
that
print.
crap. Huh?
There'll definitely be a second print.
Oh Jesus! And then there's the Yoda book, which you're gonna, if you haven't heard, probably already. I don't know if they've been saying this, but there's first appearances in this one too of a new Jedi Council. There's a bazillion covers of this.
No, a bazillion and one.
Yes.
So there's a planet. There's a planet where there's a kid. That's not a kid. Shit, dude. I did that because somebody made a joke earlier about that. There's a man who's trying to call out for help. It seems like it's a setup, the verbiage, but he gets a hold of the Jedi Council, including vacuum cleaner head, known better as, say the name, Jerkin,
Uber.
The Juke.
The Jerk, starring Steve
Juke?
Martin.
See, boy,
Yeah.
the jerk.
And what'd you say,
Jedi
Dom?
Master
The other one
Hoover.
was an anteater or something? Like, this
No,
is the
it
worst
ain't.
fucking
It's like
combo.
I
Wile
think it looks like an
Coyote or something
anteater.
like
You were calling Wile E. Coyote.
Wile E. Coyote. Jesus Christ.
Look
They're
at
all
his
going like,
face.
we've never heard of these people before. Why should we do anything for them? Yoda decides like,
So do we know this time? Is this because these are not the same Jedi's council that we saw in Phase 1? So is this
not
like
the
Phase 2 time council members, or is this like we don't know exactly when the time period?
this is
of the
actually
High Republic?
between High Republic. It's supposed to be around Clone Wars.
Okay.
Yeah, but-
Supposedly.
So
so
it's
it's
post Phase 2.
Post
Phase 1.
Yes, post High Republic Phase 1 and 2. Yes. So N3 probably, because this is okay. They don't say it for sure, but they kind of hint at it and
Well,
whatever. We can't talk much about it because we're not supposed to be telling what goes on in these books ahead of time, unless it's in the previews. So there he is. He talks backward real quickly, and he's like, "Well, this race, we're gonna go out there and save them." And then a giant shows up, and it turns out that they've already been hit with 2 waves. And then Yoda tells some funny jokes. It's actually a pretty funny book. Like, pretty funny book.
Was it a giant or was it just a normal sized person and Yoda?
At least the preview makes it pretty funny. No. Yeah, it's a giant to all the creatures. It's like a.
Was
Okay.
was it a
It's a kaiju.
kaiju? There you go.
There you go. It's Solo Yoda comic in canon, first solo comic book of Yoda
With an
predating
anteater and a
Clone
vacuum
Wars
cleaner head.
in canon Marvel style. So there you go.
Well-
You got that one too.
How many first appearances might be in this book?
Well, the
I don't know,
council,
there's
all the that was council
there's like
people.
14. Yeah, because all
vacuum
the,
cleaner head.
they got 2
we've
new
got
fucking
the kaiju
species.
giant.
They got they got more than 2 species.
That's what I'm trying to say. You see all these characters that you're introducing. It's kind of crazy that there is
No, it's not.
nobody
Or they're
around.
just telling a story, Dom. And
I know. I'm just saying.
You asked for aliens. They're giving you all the fucking aliens. This
I know.
book's got like 5 new fucking species.
It's-
There's a
I
vacuum
like
cleaner
that, but I
head.
like to see them in the shows.
There's a
It's a
Wile
brand
E.
new
Coyote.
series, Dom.
cleaner head in a show.
I
There's
know.
a
I'm just
giant
saying,
devil. There's
but
whatever
I'm
these.
just saying.
Remember the last?
They want to
Uh-huh.
expand the universe. I understand that, but
I don't think
I
that's what they're doing. They just have to fill
They
out.
They're
the
just telling a
story.
story.
all this
You're
is
just telling a
before
story,
New
dude. They're literally they're literally just telling a story, and it's
I'm
not a
just-
bad actually story. Like, you can't keep regurgitating the same horse shit. This actually I'm happy with because they're not regurgitating the same horse shit. So, but I mean, we do get the planet of the
Listen, I like
the
Yoda.
avatars
I do like
here.
Yoda,
So
and I think it could be a good book, but I'm just puzzled. Like I'm saying, puzzled between all the damn new characters, and then when you get to New Hope, there's like nobody. The Jedi is extinct. I'm like 95 million Jedis just before New Hope, and it's like where they go? It's like come on.
well, half of the motherfuckers died on a
I know,
falling
Order 66.
ship that fucking
I
happened.
know.
The fucking Nameless took care of another fucking quarter of it. Like, they're telling us those stories, Dom. We know,
I know,
what's happening.
You know, I'm
And
just.
then after that, Order 66 wiped out the fucking rest. What are you talking about? Like,
But we saw it.
A lot of them died during
it.
Clone Wars too. I mean, a lot of Jedi were wiped out during the Clone Wars.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, I
Yeah,
know that.
true.
A lot of them that we don't even know names of. Eventually, we'll probably know names of some of them because a lot of them got away.
You
too.
have that question, not like, hey, how'd you say all the Jedi were wiped out, and then all of a sudden there's fucking Jedi popping up all over, like
That's
fucking
what I'm trying to
herpes?
say.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Come on, that's what I'm trying to say.
Come on.
I'm just saying. There you go. Put it again.
Come on.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, it's putting it up there. I'm just saying, come on.
I already did.
Either way, so at least next week looks
Well, remember-
promising.
Remember the last time we had a Yoda one shot where we invented a first appearance out of nowhere. It's kind of
Yeah,
it's Cal
yeah, yeah.
Kestis, even though it's just not
It was
fucking Cal
was
Kestis.
it Purple Yoda and Cal Kestis? Purple Grogu and Cal Kestis. Okay. All right. Star Wars, whatever the shit. This is 30. Is this 30?
This is 30.
Oh, Jesus.
And what is she? The
I'm-
woman.
I'm
that-
Why
excited.
are you nodding your head like this is a good product?
I can't wait for the 1 in 10. I want the 1 in
God,
10
you
cover
like
of this thing.
horseshit.
Come
Oh,
on.
I didn't show the. Did I show the 110?
Yeah,
Oh,
right there.
yeah.
With the Nihil battle droid that protects Martian.
The Iron
Yeah,
Giant.
I mean that's actually pretty cool. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a cool
yeah.
cover. I
What's
like
it?
that cover.
You mean the robot from Real Steel?
No,
It is.
Iron
Jackson.
Giant.
Well, you
That's
see,
what-
you do see that you do see that the its spikes are in the Hans, and then you get the full design in the
The
I want the
order
action
here is
figure
wrong.
variant.
No,
That's what
I
I want.
really want the 20th anniversary of the Clone Wars that has one
I
of the
just cut it.
stupidest
Or the
scenes
worst-
ever recaptured.
The worst
on
Star Wars movie ever.
comic cover.
Well, if you don't like that, you can always get the action figure
Oh,
variant because that's something that
I want
everybody's
the
been
action figure
requesting
variant. That's
for.
what I want.
The
You know what,
Stephanie
you know what I'm
Hans.
going to pony up dough for?
The Stephanie
I'm
Hans
gonna
is
buy
the
like
1 in
40
25.
copies of this.
So if you want the 1 in 25, it's the Stephanie Hans with
The Hans is
Nihil
25, yeah.
people, and then
And
the 1 in
designs to
10
10.
is the Nihil battle droid.
Thank you. Where
That's cool.
is
I'm gonna the Attack of the Clones variant that I'm gonna pony up the most dough for is the recreation of the I don't like sand soliloquy.
Oh yeah.
When we get to that variant
Fair.
cover, I will pay a lot of money for that in a
They're
9.8.
stupid, and I think people didn't. John, I think the biggest problem with like the action figure variants, and I was talking to somebody about this the other day. I don't even think people understand that they were like massively overprinted and for the longest time just straight trash, and they're even worse now.
It's like they can't stop. I think
It's like
people
the
like
vintage
can't
cover. There's so
stop.
many characters. Come on.
It's like, what else can we do? Let's get a Zem Vessel cover because we need Zem Vessel.
It reminds you of an old Montgomery Ward. That's kind of good.
That's-
All right.
I think somebody just drops off a sack
We
with a
have
money
Zam-
sign on it.
there
at
is
John
Zam
Tyler
covers.
Christopher's door
Speaking
every
of
month.
covers we don't
Make
fucking need,
stuff.
but Wayseeker's gonna love it. The Sister Shitheads. Here we go.
The Treacle Sisters.
Little sisters.
Another
I'm
book.
telling you, if
Another
they
book.
would
We
come out with-
actually went back and looked. This book did not sell out. Like tons of, like thousands of copies of this book were AVB when this was announced that they're going to second print for
Reminds me of Shoving
reorder.
Buddies.
So wait,
If they would- if
I've
they
been
would-
wanting to ask you this. I've been wanting to ask you this question. Why on earth do you think it needs to sell out in order for them to do a second print?
Well, that's the point of a
That's
reprint.
the point of the second print.
Yeah,
No,
the point of a reprint. Is.
That's what you think the point of a second print is.
No.
The point of a second print is to Marvel is to sell books and make money.
Yeah,
And
I
there-
know, but
Marvel's never said,
more.
"Well, it has to sell out for us to do a second print. It has
I know,
to be
but
sold
when you've
out."
got when you've got thousands of the other book that hasn't sold yet, like trying to push a reprint with a different cover.
They don't care.
I understand that.
I
JJ,
wonder though.
don't use common sense here. No. See,
No,
what
no,
you're
I'm not
doing
use
is saying,
common
like,
sense, but I wonder if by releasing a second print, does it help them sell out the first print? Does the people go, "Ooh, I can still get first prints"?
Well, I
Ooh,
think
the
it. I
Twinkle
think it
Sisters
does
on the
because you
cover.
like
Money,
originally.
money.
Originally, when you saw the variants for this, they were moving for well under ratio, and the minute they announced the second print, they started to tick up as far as value.
Yeah, I
it
think
starts
it helps
selling.
moves books, and that's why they do
I
it. I
still
don't
say
think it
they
has
need
anything
to
to do
come
with
out
actually
with
selling
a-
out.
Are we jumping into our second print discussion yet? Or are we
Yeah,
rolling?
we're going to it a
Wait,
little bit. Let's
we're
show
going
them
to the
all
second
first,
print
then we can do
discussion.
it.
All right.
Because this one actually did sell out. This one did sell out. This is now. Listen, I'm going to tell you. This is the solicitation for this book. Which, if it looks familiar, it's just a faded version of the A cover, or no, the Hans cover. Right? Is this the Hans?
Mm.
It
Yes.
is. This is the Hans cover. So it's the faded version of the Hans cover. I'm not 100% sure that's what's actually you're actually going to fuck.
This is the most lazy cover, if that's the case, that I think we've ever had. Right?
No, it gets lazier. I'll show you in a
No,
minute.
well, it might be one of the black starry sky backgrounds, but there's not a lot of black starry sky to show you. So
Yeah, it's,
maybe the
is it more or less
triangles
lazy than
on the
just
side.
removing the trade dress?
No, I think you see saying that they have to justify. I think their justification is we can sell. Let's say we've got 5,000 in back stock of the first print.
Do shops get incentives on reorders?
No,
No.
I'm just
They
curious.
should have made
No.
this a virgin cover.
Unless
They
there
didn't
is an incentive on the second print, which is
there's
something we
incentive
can
on
talk
second
No, no,
about.
I'm saying
but
if they
no,
reorder-
that's not a reorder.
You know what I'm
No,
saying?
you don't.
Reorders on the
No.
first print.
No,
No.
no.
If they order another 25 copies, do they get an incentive with it?
no.
All right, just curious.
They should have made a virgin cover to this, to second printing. At least it would have sold out. It would have been different compared to the first.
No, that's not different. Not to me.
It is a virgin cover. You have this.
That's it's a black and white version. It's the same goddamn art. They did no
I
work.
know, but
to
it's
produce
clear.
this.
There's no friggin' coverage rush.
It's like when DC used to do just the red tint.
Yeah. Dom, do you
Simply
see the work
just-
for
just
Dynamite?
turn it
You're
a little
trying to
bit
sell
red.
me a virgin version, a black and white, a partially colored version of the same cover art.
Listen,
like 9
speaking
different
about
times.
different versions of damn comic books. The damn Gargoyle book has 900 variants.
Right.
It
Okay.
does.
So here's the thing,
This is
though.
Dynamite.
And this
Yeah.
is what JJ already
Exactly.
spoiled the
That's
soup
why.
with is like, okay, let's say, for instance, we're not saying this, but we are saying we're Baba
saying it.
Baffra. Are we Baba Baffra this one? We're Baba Baffering it. Okay. Let's say that there's, I don't know, 4,500 copies of the first print left of a certain book. Now, mind you, this book did sell out, so we're not talking about this book. But JJ's right. If the average second print sells 10,000 copies to distributes, not sells in the store, not sells online, but distributes 10,000 copies, then yeah, they look at it as who cares? We've actually sold, we take,
I don't give a shit.
you know what I mean? They don't give a
Probably
shit.
don't care.
And that's kind of what's happening. These people that are trying to drive up second prints and saying the reprints are rare, and like Dom's saying, yeah, it's cool. They're giving us a second.
Well,
Fuck no, second prints
they
are
compare
stupid.
it to, there were 60,000 copies printed of the first print. There's only 10,000 copies of the second print.
Yeah, but they got to stop using second print because it's really a fucking reprint.
I know.
That's
I think
the
that
problem.
if Marvel really cared about selling comic books, like JJ, and he's probably right, I'm sure. I think if they really cared, and I brought this up before the show, this is the first appearance of Fennec Shand, but there has been really no cover of this comic book. First print, or second print with Fennec Shand on the cover, and I think
the variant.
I'm going back.
I don't even think that was. I don't include that.
It's an image of her.
Wait, Seeker, why don't you jump on these motherfuckers about this? You give me shit all day long.
Yeah, I don't
Jedi's
know.
so
I
anti-hologram.
think part of the thing is Marvel just
not a
doesn't
good cover.
understand that demand isn't what it was 8 months ago.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's the big thing. Like they fully anticipated that what was going on 8 months ago, where like Fennec Shand's first appearance would have gone to second, third print, sold out, speculated, all that stuff. They don't have a good sense of how down the market is. And so they already ordered second prints. They probably already ordered third prints, maybe even fourth prints for High Republic 1, who knows? And they're kind of probably in a state of shock. In the sense of like,
they were originally proposing 2 prints, 2 covers for the second print. They reduced that to 1. So I'm not quite sure. Like,
I think they know how down the market is. I think this is the way they make money in the down market.
Because the people that are sitting with box loads of this shit that they can't get out. Like you're going to see it in 2 years. These books, there's going to be shitloads of these books showing.
The people who don't realize how down the market is the shops that buy up these second prints thinking they're going to sell through
online. I don't know how many of the shop fair. We'll say shops. Yeah.
I think the trolling is also part of them not realizing how down the market is, because they thought like we can, sell 3 times the first appearance because we control you.
It all becomes interconnected too, because even by them releasing the second print, like I said, now they can sell first prints because people who have first prints on hand can say, "Hey, look, they went to second print, so better get these first prints because they're going to be gone. They're never getting any more."
Well,
it is a first reprint. I mean, that's what it is. It's really a first reprint.
The reprints.
Pete, you sound like a whatnot salesperson.
Well, wait a minute. Now, I got to ask this: since when has a second print not been classified as a reprint?
No, it is. I think that.
I'll tell you
when
people started adding the word variant to it.
Yeah, variant.
Well, as soon as they started adding, hey, it's a second print variant, and then all of a sudden, the last couple of years,
JJ, you're using
other than being just.
And I'm not trying. Yeah, and I'm not trying to be an asshole, but like when you're using it because you have the knowledge of it, I think there is a lot of people out there who came into the market and didn't understand how printing works and reprinting works and stuff to that effect. I really don't think that. I think there's a lot of people, when you talk to a lot of people, like Dom just said reprint, but like when you talk to a lot of people, a lot of people will call it, no, it's a variant. It's like a thing. Yeah. And it's like, no, it's a reprint.
And I like it. And don't get me wrong, I like collecting later.
When you say it's a reprint, they don't understand what that means. Like,
but you see, the market, the way the market has pushed these books, it's like a variant if you really think about it. With the second printings.
Well, the variation is a cover.
Hold on, Terry. Yeah. Hey, Terry's got a question. Are they down?
Is it just the price on hyped up? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but that's where the secondary market comes down into play. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, they are, because a lot of these too, Terry, real quickly, they print these off of the basis of the past numbers. They always do it. There's a big spreadsheet of how they do it. And when these aren't, they're redoing it on the anticipation that this was going to do as well as the first run of High Republic. Obviously, it's not doing well. Same thing. Like, I mean, they take it off the basis of what they project the numbers to be, which are similar sales numbers to a previous thing. And when I can't explain how we know that I got to be careful with this. When there is rumors,
the issues too, the public never really knows, right?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, you never really know because there's no numbers.
right
public
for
numbers.
that, but there's a way to figure out how many are still at the distributor.
I know there's numbers you can work in the background, so to speak, but there's no public numbers given of this is what was printed and this is what was sold.
No, absolutely.
No.
No. I think there never is. The best is a guesstimation of what it is, but like how publishing
It's not like
works,
a box office where you can say this was box office ticket sales for a movie. It's not like that.
But how
you'll never get
publishing
that number.
Yeah, but forever, how publishing standards have worked is the basis off of last print. That's why they would do the incentive stuff. I mean, like, it's not rocket. They don't have geniuses figuring, like, first off, you have to start sending stuff to print early, especially with some of the bigger books. So, like, how the printing market works, especially now when it's spread out between multiple printers, you have to have a baseline already projected of books that you're going to print off. You can't, it's not like you can just print the books off. So.
Hey, quick Disney update, really quick. So Bob Iger returned.
But they're not even getting to LCSs. Go ahead.
Has returned as a CEO. Bob Chetwick is out. Iger came back as the CEO now of Disney.
And this is the third time he's come back. I
think so.
He got.
And Variety is pushing it out there, so that means it's a definite.
I mean, they keep pushing people out and they keep bringing Iger back. That's not a really big surprise to me because anytime.
But you know what it is? There's a lot. There's more stuff going behind closed doors. That's why I think
it can't be with the same Garland. It can't be the same cover.
Wasn't Iger still on the board? Like he never actually left, right?
He was the chairman
just
of the board.
stepping down.
He just wasn't the
board.
president.
Yeah. Real quickly, let's get back. We'll talk about that later. Let's get back to some of the stuff because they do have. So this is the thing, Joe. Not selling out at LCSs are different than actually the distributor still having copies. Like that's two different things. Like these aren't selling out at distributor levels. I'm not talking about LCS levels because I can't pull every LCS to see or whatever.
What they haven't.
Yeah, it varies a lot by region and where you are.
Daryl. So this is not true either. You can't actually have a reprint or second print unless you actually change something within the book. It would still be the first printing of the book. So even in the reprints, even if they add the word reprint to it to change up the cover, a little bit color changing, or they fix and edit stuff inside of it, it technically then is a reprint as long as it's not printed off the same panels that were originally printed with, which by the way, they don't ever keep those. I mean, maybe they do, but they don't keep that.
Well, I think more things are digital these days, right?
Joe, talk to me.
Not for anything. How many issues? This is probably cut in half of the original print run of the first printing. What do you think?
I would be only speculating, and I do not want to tell you what my personal opinion is in this, but I think there's a magical number that they make second prints at. So
they've done it. So they have to have a science behind it, right?
Yeah, there is.
They've done it long enough. Like, they know.
Yeah, like 10K. So you got to at least for another printing to come out. They're gonna
wait. Is this the cover?
It is.
Hold on. This is not the fucking cover. Time out.
I know that's
this
why
is
I
what this is. So I fucking so this is supposedly what one of the options for the cover is going to be. They haven't officially showed it because they haven't actually gotten at the time they hadn't gotten orders for this yet, so we don't know. But Hidden Empire 1 is also one, including the Cummings cover, hasn't sold out. I mean, like, but they supposedly are re-pushing this out either in grayscale or grayscale. From what I've heard, maybe
starry background.
I don't have the skills to put a red lightsaber there. I don't have the skills to put a red lightsaber there, but that was one of the options supposedly of what they were doing for this book.
Color
and why? I mean, I don't even understand why, but
that'd be more dynamite.
But you can order these from Forbidden Planet, so like some shops are already.
Yeah, but they'll just
cancel
the order if it doesn't come in. That's all they're going to do.
Yeah, they'll cancel. So they're anticipating it's coming, and
that's how they're getting the feeling. But that's how they're getting the feeling for it is they put out their order form for it. So this one. Maybe a little bit of red to it. The other one that they're doing, which actually really sucks because I really did think this was like a cover on the terms of Thrawn 1 and on the terms of Bounty Hunters, the Boba Fett cover, was the Hidden Empire 1 Adams ratio. The colors were great. Now, some people say it's going to go black and white. I also heard maybe some color touch to this too. But as you could tell, I thought it would. Some people asked, so I did check if this has actually lowered the price the average sale price since this announcement of the 1 in 50, which this was originally the 1 in 50 color. In color, it was the 1 in 50. I looked; it actually hasn't. If anything else, it has gotten some of them to move a little bit more expensive for the 1 in 50, which is confusing to me. But
I don't know that.
I mean,
I don't know if second print ratios that really works. Like I don't know, because the first print ratio is still a desired cover, right? Because you said it sells because of the cover. It doesn't really sell because of the.
Well, that cover, if you don't,
JJ.
Well, the rarity helps, I guess. But
So when you look at
together,
you look at Crimson Reign 1, they have the 1 in 50, and then the 1 in 25 second print variant is the same cover as the 1 in 50. It's just a 1 in 25 for number 1 for the second print. It's the black and white. That 1 in 25 black and white second print variant, it is way more expensive than the 1 in 50.
Was this ratio though? Wayseeker, was this ratio?
Yeah, but did that really? I know that it's more expensive, but my point is, does it really affect the price of the 1 in 50? Like, does the 1 in 50 drop because the second print came out, or does it just stay plateaued where it was?
It made it for Crimson Reign. It made the 1 in 50 go down in price, and people wanted the 1 in 25 second print. Rightly or wrongly, that is what happened to that price long term.
Either way, I think it does take away market value from the 1 in 50. John, I'm surprised. It doesn't always. I know people were saying the same thing about Thrawn the Matina, which was just a copy cover of the dust jacket. But like when you get these weird, when you get some of these weird covers like this, it's one of those ones where you feel like when I saw it, I was like, yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Then again, I'm not paying $50 for this fucking book either. Like,
yeah, I didn't love this cover either, but as soon as I was playing with the thumbnail and possibly using this and I was looking at it, I was like, all right, it's not that bad. I actually do kind of like the color.
It's one of those, it's one of those where it catches like the normies. Normies love this fucking book, which is what you need.
You know what that is? Is actually basically a card. You know when they did like the comic.
It does look like a trading card. It does have a trading card vibe.
Oh. And it does need cover, which I think really sucks that they're taking away.
It does need color for this one. I hope that they.
Well, maybe that's why it's popular because it's the worst.
I hope they cancel this one, just because
I
of
do
demand.
too.
We'll see.
But if they're already hinting at it, that means they probably already sent it to print. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it could just be that again with the starry background.
Nah, I don't. Yeah, I guess. I mean,
they've done it. They've done Kanan, the first Cad Bane.
Yeah,
they even brought the story background back recently.
I had that down the road then for Jedi. But yeah, I mean, I think that's part of it. Is like, at what point now are we just like? I guess it's hard to tell people, but like, I won't be purchasing if this does come out. I won't be purchasing this cover. And like, I think that's where it gets to get a point. Like, if you're looking at like what it did. People just have to stop buying shit because if they don't sell it, they're going to get the kickback. And I think it's
it's like the people that buy stuff on eBay. You know, it's the people that they keep driving the price up of certain things because they pay in the prices for the scalpers when they're selling the stuff on eBay. The comics, they're going to keep buying it because there's completionists who want the books, even though
that's not why. That's bullshit. That's such bullshit. No, it's because people tell them that it's rare or what. That's bullshit. I mean, it's bullshit.
It's just
like,
the implication that it's rare. I don't like the idea of an incentive on a later printing as it is. Like to me, that is a shitty thing to do. Like I get it for a first, hey, we got a new number one. We want to sell as many as we can. We're going to put some incentives, get shops to order. That I get. Reprints are meant to fulfill the demand for people who couldn't get the first
what it is. Absolutely.
Why do you need to incentivize that with a separate cover? That to me is shitty.
Yeah. And furthermore, if you're going to actually do it, either give us the same original cover like this and just put reprint on it or whatever. I mean, this interior art shit bugs the fuck out of me.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
So you mentioned earlier that there were a lot of the A covers, B covers, even C covers of this still in the warehouse, right? That could be ordered.
Yep.
So if someone were to go now that FOC has passed, if someone were to go now and buy 50 of the A covers, would they still get that 1 in 50?
No, that's what I was asking.
Is that only for FOC?
FOC.
Yeah, the reorders.
Because on that they use. Well, okay, it's tricky, but for the most part, on that the extra 1 in 50s that they have that they printed off are used for damage. But we've also seen that Marvel remember we kind of released that one statement about Penguin and about the one guy that was saying he had damaged books, but then if you watch
He
Attack,
didn't return the incentives.
he didn't return the incentives. So they're kind of catching on to that shit too. So you can't do that so much anymore. And then like sometimes like when Dark Horse when they sold all the Dark Horse Star Wars stock out, like that's where like all those incentive books came from that are 9/8, not all of them, but a lot of them, they started pallet sailing like all the incentives out.
What about like the returnable books too? Didn't
IDW
doing it for a while, right? And
not IDW, JJ. I'm talking about Dark Horse when they first had Star Wars.
So you can order up to get your incentives, and return the ones.
IDW did the same thing.
Yeah, IDW did the same thing. Yeah. So like, I mean, they have the incentives there, but a lot of them are used for either comp books or for replacements. Which I think they're going to be a lot stricter with replacements now too, which is just stupid because now
Sticks has a good point. Dom,
Now
stop buying 5 copies.
If they don't put Boba Fett in the cover, I'll stop.
You don't need 5. You only need 1. You need 1 for you.
I know.
Yeah, but either way, so I mean, I think that's, I mean, stuff that's going to actually affect the market. This is one of the big things that if they don't start changing their way, it doesn't matter. We're just going to get more. This is already a worse product, right? Like people complain about paper quality and shit. Like we're supposed to have a paper shortage and paper quality problems, right?
What happened with that?
Yeah, none of that shit fucking exists because they figured out that they could start doing this horse shit. I mean, I'm sorry, but I don't know anybody. I'd be surprised we had like 46 in the chat. If there's anybody in the chat that wants to tell me I'm wrong, that these is fucking quality bullshit, feel free.
Yeah, because the problem is we don't have a paper shortage. We got a plastic shortage, which is why we're putting more cardboard on our.
Oh, nah, with the toy
action
shit.
figures.
No, there's not a plastic shortage. They want to save the oceans.
Nobody's going to buy the second print though, and I think that's going to be the thing. Because like there was influencers could be pushing this book. There's reason to push this book if they wanted to push this book. I wouldn't. We've seen it with way worse books that they tried to push, like Star Wars 26 and some Aphra stuff, but they didn't. And so like the regulars aren't going to sell. The second print isn't going to sell. So I'll be really
this is the funny part
to what happens when nobody buys it.
This is also the funny part. You see, it says WTFY. It wasn't. This isn't on FOC, by the way. This is a down the road. This is a month. There are advertising a second print at least 2 weeks.
It's a solicitation.
It could be at least a month off because it's supposed to be January 11th when it drops into the thing, and usually it's a month off. So you get like usually second prints you have like it's a couple weeks and the thing comes out. Like you have a month. This is like till January 11th. So like that would mean December 11th, which I don't know how to do math that well, but I'm telling you
again, it's only Sunday. The book just came out on Wednesday.
Right. Yeah, no, but that's how it goes. When it actually sells out, typically.
Yeah, but to your point, it didn't sell out. Even when I went to my LCS, I didn't get to go on Wednesday. I went on Thursday. They had plenty of copies.
Oh, the book's not hard to find.
It doesn't have to sell out, though. It's not like a prerequisite.
Yeah, but why
Marvel doesn't
have a
care.
second print already? Like it seems too early.
No.
To make money.
John, you're not buying the black and white for $4.99. What I'm saying is like you'd have to buy if they make this an incentive for $25. Let's say they do it at $125 like they did the other book. You're probably going to have to pay at least $25 for this black and white cover. Are you really buying
My
it?
question
Why would
is, and I know none of us here are technically like regular shop owners in a sense, but
no, you're right.
Do LCSs want these?
No,
they keep ordering
feedback.
them.
I've heard. Well, you're starting to see a slowdown in the shop, in the actual brick and mortars. Out of the 4 brick and mortars I went to,
won't it really go away when they stop ordering them?
I think there's a
goes away?
no, because like 10,000 books really the threshold for what I think the books are for this is not that hard to reach.
But they're the ones that order. I mean, my point is they're the ones that order. They're the ones that buy the 10,000 books or whatever. Right? So if you want it to go away, it's shops.
This is why.
Right?
Yeah, but this is why. Because let's say the threshold's between 6 and 10,000. It is not hard if you've got, it was different when you had to have a brick and mortar to actually have an account. You don't have to have a brick and mortar to have an account anymore.
Yeah. Well,
anytime Dick and Harry can have one.
put it into perspective. If like 2 or 3 shops decide to do a goddamn variant on the second print, hey, we're gonna do a virgin version of the regular cover A, and we're gonna sell it as a, our second print in, exclusive. There's 3,000 copies right there, and then all of a sudden there's plenty of incentives in their hands, and then you got the regular like.
Well, look, remember back in the day when they made a lot of reprints and second printings of books, nobody wanted to buy them. Then all of a sudden you had the time that with the second printings were worth more than the original printings, and they were scarce and all that stuff. Now we're going back to the same time where they're making a shitload of second printings for books that nobody really wants. Some people might buy here and there, but they're going to be flooded with them. They have
this
to go
has happened
back
before.
Yeah.
Like Marvel Now. Remember Marvel New and Marvel Now?
Yeah.
Like
all new.
There's a reason.
Marvel
There's
new,
a reason
Marvel
why we
now.
were picking those 1 in 100.
All new,
all different.
All new, all now. Yeah, all different out of the thing. Like this is
all
not
new, all different.
This is not the
Different.
first time this happens. This is just going cycle. The difference is that the amount of people who have accounts now is a lot larger, like than used to have the accounts. Because it used to be like, let's say 3,500 brick and mortars, and maybe there was a couple people squeaking by, like another 1,000 people squeaking by, so 4,500 people squeaking by with accounts that were, let's say, maybe not.
I would think there'd be more than that.
You don't think there's more than 4,500 accounts?
I think 3,500. No, I think 3,500 is a low number.
Yeah,
No,
now
he's
it's really low.
actual brick and mortars.
No, there was. No. Yeah, when Diamond actually,
No, I'm saying actual brick and mortars. There's 3,500 is a low amount.
Yeah, well, at one point in recent history, maybe it's a decade ago now, but in one point there was 3,521.
I know. I don't think it's. I mean, in metropolitan areas or even areas close, like yes, I feel special in that I have at least half a dozen I can hit up within half an hour. But there's plenty of people I talked to online who's like, they gotta drive 45 minutes to an hour to get to the shop.
What I'm also saying is when I'm saying brick and mortar accounts, I'm not saying like if you're who is it?
Well, I'm not talking about
or whatever.
That's
one account. That's not. They don't count that as 12 account. You know what I mean? Like it's one. They considered it as one. So, I mean, if you're whoever's a big, like we have one out here that's got 4 stores. They only consider that as one because it actually does go through one store. It goes through their warehouse and then pushes out. So, but that's how it was. And now, no, I mean, there's a lot more. What? We lost
John's right. Dom just got him left.
Oh, well, because he's going to check the Bob Iger.
No, those conversations.
Yeah, what's Lopez getting ready for a conference tomorrow for? Come on, Lopez.
Yeah, well, I mean, the guy never left. Like anybody saw this coming. I mean, he never actually left. He was always there and always criticizing everything. Huh? It's like that.
He was on the board. He's head of the board.
It's like Urban Myers, where they're like, oh, he quit college again. No, he didn't. He just went to go get another. He just went to take a vacation, and he's going to go get another job in a minute. Like that's what they don't.
No, with Urban Meyer, it was.
Who cares?
With Urban Meyer, it's like, oh, I'm being investigated for some sort of violation. I better leave.
Point being.
I will not be the next head coach of Alabama.
Yeah. No, but that's it. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like he's got like Joe. He's got one brick and mortar, and it's 35 minutes away, right? So there's a lot more accounts now too than that. So like you have to figure out. I mean, how you're gonna get through.
All right.
Either way,
let's move on. We don't want to.
Yeah, it's bullshit. They need to stop doing this. Please don't solicit this crap because it's garbage. Let's move on though. We've been on it for long enough. We've covered and cleared our title of second printing and first appearances and how they're fucking nonsense at this point. And
Dom's back now.
Dom came back. Nice chair. Dom's back.
There you go.
All right. What are we getting into next? We can do Toys, Inferno, or we can.
Let's do the toys and then I'll take.
Wait, can we just do Inferno because it back? Should we do Inferno because it backs up the comics or no?
If you want.
No, I don't know. We have 3 things left. We have Andor, Toys, and Inferno.
Toys.
What we do Andor last? We could do Inferno first if you want, and then we do Toys next.
No, go ahead. Do Toys.
Up to you.
We'll
do Toys.
Toys.
Fine. Let's roll.
Let's
You're
do
up,
it.
Dom.
All right, so we got a couple more. Well, these came out. These pre-orders came out a few weeks ago. With the Boba Fett actually was pushed back until last week. This week, the beginning of the week. So the Boba Fett. So $20. So now I'm going to give you insight. I went to Target today when I went to my cousin's 40th birthday, and they had a shitload of the Boba Fett Morak vintage figures.
Are these the 3 3/4 or the
three and 3/4?
Okay.
So I bought Axe Wolves and I bought a Boba Fett, even though I have 2 Boba Fetts. Axe Wolves was actually $16, right? Guess how much the Boba Fett was?
$20.99.
$25.99.
$25.99 for a 3 3/4.
For the Boba Fett.
And you still bought one.
Well, I did.
Even though you had 2.
Even though I had 2, I'm opening one. I want to open one and put one on my desk. But I'm just saying. But the fact is that the Boba Fett tax is real. The Boba Fett tax is real.
This
I
is what
said
I
you
deal
can,
with
I'm
every
saying,
week.
you can put that one back.
So anyway,
you have 2. You can open one of your 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Instead of having 2.
they were
Way
mints.
Seeker, stop.
Listen.
I go through this every week. You're preaching to a wall here. It's
Jedi,
not
we're
gonna
trying to help
change.
you.
But there's no changing it. I go through this every week. I ask him why,
Plastic
and
crack.
he just giggles and says, "I don't know."
In case something happens and I lose one, I have another.
But the cool thing is with this Boba Fett, it's actually the vintage the Kenner colors, which came out fully posable. It's actually the Return of the Jedi figure that just dropped. They repainted it in the Kenner
Fully
colors.
posable. You said 3 3/4, right?
The 3 3/4. But
So it's got what, 5 points of articulation?
No, this is actually the fully posable. There's like articulation everywhere: the wrist, the hands, the feet, the ankles, all that stuff. And it's the Return of the Jedi figure, the new one they put out last year that came out. It's that same mold, and they repainted it.
So we
And
went.
it came out with
Dom had this on MCM a couple of weeks ago, and I asked him why do you have Boba Fett in a Star Wars with a Star Wars card back since he wasn't in Star Wars? And you said, if I remember, because the original Boba Fett came out between the release of Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back, but that was the loose early bird one, right?
It was the.
Now they're including it with a card back.
They did the card back from the original one, which now, but a few years ago they actually had the rocket firing Boba Fett, which was another incentive. So all the Boba Fetts, there's Boba Fett tax. So you buy Boba Fett, you pay double the price of a regular figure. Anyway,
let's move on.
We can move on.
Yeah.
I got some Funko Pops. So this actually sold out pretty quick. This is the Ahsoka at the end of Rebels, and I have not been able to get it. It kept popping back up on Amazon, and every time it came up, it kept selling out. So this Ahsoka is pretty cool. The Ahsoka the white. I like this.
This thing sold out.
It's sold out a few times.
It cool?
Gandalf. That was my name.
Yeah.
That's what they used to call me.
Hey, this reminds me real quickly, if you guys are looking for pops, cheap and or any type of figures, go to GameStop. They're doing 50% off clearance right now, and you can get.
Yeah, but did they have the Staff of Ra?
No, but I think they had the whole Bounty Hunter set there for like 50% off.
Oh, okay, cool.
50% off clearance, so whatever it was.
But it doesn't have the extra stickers. You remember, Dom had said you pay for the stickers.
You pay
on the
because someone
pops.
got you a sticker.
Well, this is the Amazon exclusive, so
that's what I'm saying.
It popped up 4 times, and 4 times it sold out. So I don't know.
It's gonna pop up again.
Well, hopefully it comes up again. I want to try to get one because I think it's a pretty cool Ahsoka figure. But you go on to the next. So we're getting another Grogu. We're getting a T-shirt and Grogu with the cookies and a box set. Don't know when this is dropping. We don't know if it's a Target exclusive. Most likely probably a Target exclusive or GameStop exclusive, depending on because that's the international sticker they have on there.
I was going to say, what's that blue sticker?
It's the new international Funko sticker.
Okay.
I mean sticker. Thank you. But the T-shirt looks pretty cool. You get the back of Mando.
I was going to ask, like, why the hell you get a back on the back?
I don't know. I guess if you turn it around, you get the back. That's the back of the shirt. So the front of the shirt.
But is he on the front?
Yeah. Probably.
I don't know. That's weird.
Most likely Black Friday this would drop. Maybe, depending on.
You can see a little bit of the front. Looks like it just says Mandalorian.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was just the logo on the front, but maybe there.
It'd be kind of cool. You got the picture in the back and the picture in the front. Let's see.
Yeah.
So we're getting a 10-inch light and sound Vader from the Funko shop.
Huh.
So you touch the head and it lights up. You hear him breathing, and the lightsaber lights up red. We have a smaller version that came out. I have it up here someplace. Light and sound.
Does it bobble?
But the head bobbles. But if you hit the head, you hear the.
That's what I mean. If
breathing.
you hit it,
Yeah. And this will probably sell out. It's probably going to be about $50, most likely. But I don't know. I was thinking about maybe
Where you gonna
getting
put
it when it does drop. So
where are you gonna put this thing?
up on top, I got the shelf. I got the shelves up there with all the bigger pops on top.
Yeah,
Plastic crack.
beasts.
You go to the next. And then we had this on Mail Call Madness like last week, 2 weeks ago, right? Jedi?
Did she poop her pants?
Power
yeah.
lunging
Last-
Ahsoka.
About 2
Yeah,
weeks ago,
yeah. We were trying to figure out who she looks like. If it does it look like Rosario Dawson or it looks like Ashley Eckstein? Like the way she's
The longer I look at it, I think it looks like Rosario.
The
I
longer
didn't
I
think
look,
so.
it looks like a Karen that got a yoga class too late. That's what it looks like.
it was the cut was it Katabukia? What's that? How you name it? The statue?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Kotobuki.
Katabukia, whatever. Yeah, that's coming out. So
I got one of those. I got a Green Lantern guy right here, based off of Jim Lee's design.
I think I got a Boba Fett someplace. I didn't open it yet. This is a box somewhere. Yeah, so that's dropping.
Yeah.
And this just dropped a limited to 1,000 pieces Black K mini bust from Gentle Giant. So all you Black K fans want to pick up a limited edition 1,000 piece. It looks pretty cool. I like the
Question.
knuckles.
What happened to his scar?
Don't ask questions.
Yeah, right there. If you look, he has
I
the
don't see the
scar.
Yes,
Scar.
I see it. I see it.
Yeah, it's right at the top. Look at his right eye, up on top. That's the scar
I
right there.
see, it looks like fur, but it doesn't cross the eye.
Yes.
It's up. There's like I see something that could be like on the forehead, but it doesn't.
Okay,
What?
Pete.
Yes.
A little bit. But like I said, if you collect these mini busts, 1,000 pieces, it probably.
Remember, he was in the back to tank for a while after.
Yeah, he was. Remember,
No,
he
no,
got
no,
shot
that
a
was
couple of times.
Boba who was in the back to tank.
Well,
Then he
he
had
got
his
shot
naked
a couple of
screw
times,
ties
and he
fight
still
with
ran,
the
so-
Black K.
But other than that,
I miss Morello doing these unboxings.
yeah,
Need to get him to start
Go
doing
on.
some more of
We
these.
got guys
unboxings.
here doing them. You can do it with them. Have them
Yeah.
in the box with you.
I actually have to do a couple of unboxings. All right, so
No,
now
actually opening the thing.
we're going to get into a part now with custom figures. So now, this company here is Twin Suns Customs. So they made Boba Fett's, of course, like the Boba Fett in the new armor. So they made a prototype Boba Fett armor, which I'm going to show you right now. So I have my own. So
Here, put them on the thing.
Hold on.
Hold on.
here's the Boba Fett. It is in the prototype armor. You have a back. And it shows some other figures that he made.
Does
And
it
it's
glow
pretty
in the
cool.
dark?
No, it's not glow in the dark. It's just the.
It has that look though. It has that.
It has the
glow-in-the-dark
look, yeah. So he also made the regular version, what you'll probably see in the next slide. But so this guy is pretty reasonable
Yeah,
on the
okay.
prices of his figures, and he's based out of Australia, and he hasn't put anything new up lately. But here he
So he has to be because the shipping's probably outrageous.
no, the shipping's not that much, $20.
What does he use for the base figure?
Well, plastic. I don't know the type of plastic he uses, but
We will address it. This is a bootleg because he does say Kenner on it, but it's not
well,
a
yeah,
Kenner product.
it is a bootleg. It's a custom.
Yeah.
So
Just
but
we have to say
basically-
that for yeah. We just
There
gotta
you
say
go.
that for. But so is the figure? So he doesn't take existing figures and recustom them.
he makes his own. He makes his own. He has. the
Oh, he
own-
3D prints his own. Off.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's got to be 3D
Okay, cool.
printed.
Yeah, that's
So-
cool.
He actually made the Book of Boba Fett. And he put it in the Kenner colors, which is actually pretty cool. I like the way he did this.
So, Dom, can I ask a question?
Sure.
So you say the prices are reasonable. What does that mean? How much does that cost? If you don't mind.
So $35 for the figure itself.
Remember.
So
35?
What? 35 for the figure.
That's not
35 for the figure,
bad.
but $20 for shipping because that's go overseas. So basically,
Yeah, but that's a cost of doing business. I don't think the shipping is part of the price.
Yeah. So, and he does a pretty good job. He sends it in a small single packet, and I've done a lot. I got a lot of his custom figures that he made because he actually DM'd me every time he made a Boba Fett figure if I was interested. So, of course.
So, did you buy this one then?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, he has it. He just showed it.
The
Is that
neon.
this one?
Right?
Yeah, he just showed it, dude. Of course he's got this.
No, that's not the one he showed. The other one he showed was in a plastic box.
No, the
Oh,
other
for
one was
fuck's
shown.
sake.
I'm going to show that one up. That's the other one.
That's what I'm saying. That was a different one.
This is a different one, but this one was a neon edition that he made, special limited edition. And this is number 605 of 80 that he made. 05. I'm blind. Yeah, 05 of 80. And then the other one.
It says limited. Yeah, it says limited to 80.
So like,
yeah, and then he had
limited to 80. Is this like store variant limited to 80 or like really limited to 80?
No, it's limited
Well,
80
you got
that he created.
The number.
That he created. Once he sold out on the 80 pieces, that's it. He moves on to another one.
Dom was number 5. That's what he said. He was number 5.
So I got him 5. So the neon one I got is a 5 of 80, and then the prototype one.
And then you got this
19
one.
of 90.
I'm going to show this big so people can see the.
So here's the Boba Fett, the
skirt.
original Kenner colors. That's the one I have that he made. And this
Wait, it
was
says
limited to
first
100
issue,
pieces.
so it could be a second issue. This guy's smart, dude. This guy's got a good business going. I
So
like
here-
this guy.
So he has limited to 100 pieces. So this is limited to 100.
Oh, the Boba Fett's limited to 100,
Yeah.
not the Revan.
No, the Revan was first issue variant. So he made a couple of like first like
Hey, it
what
says
they would look
35
like
on the Revan.
they were made in Kenner, if Kenner made them back in the day. And this was limited to 35 pieces. The Revan. So 35 pieces. And he makes some good stuff.
Take that off so you can see it clear.
It's all bootleg. We all know that, but the figures are pretty quality figures. So if I made a yak face, the prototype.
Yeah, I need a rainbow colored yak face.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could go on if I didn't have my rainbow
And
yak.
then he made an
color.
Obi-Wan when he was in the.
That is
The
not
Mandalorian
cool. That yak face is you can't. 2 weeks ago, you talked about how doing rainbow colored figures
I
is
know. I'm just
trash.
saying he made. I didn't buy it. I didn't buy this.
But let's be clear, Obi's face is worse than Yak face on that picture right there. That
Obi
Yeah.
kind of looks like Han Solo in that.
These are
Han
actually.
Solo
I
and
mean,
Chewie
look,
fucking
dude. These are cool.
comic
I don't
we
think you need to do
reviewed.
first. I think it's a little bit. I don't know. I think it's bullshit that he puts first issue variant and stuff on it. But to be honest, these are pretty fucking cool for boot.
I wonder how often he gets a cease and desist or something like that, because you would
Probably
think that.
never.
I mean, you don't think so?
Fuck no.
No.
Dude, they don't dude. Stan Lee fucking was walking into a booth one time. Some dude
Hey,
had all
take our
types of
T-shirts down.
bootleg stuff.
That's what
Yeah, I know.
exactly. That's what I was thinking, Pete. They take our T-shirts down within a week or two, but yet these.
But some people.
I don't know if that's that or other people that are just fucking internet fucking warriors going out there going, these are bootleg. We're gonna report them because I want to sell my bootleg shit. That happens more often than not.
Like I said, everybody who ever wanted a Mandalorian Obi-Wan figure, he made them. Then he also made a Mamban Stormtrooper, and then Kato cast.
Joda Cast.
Yoda cast.
Pretty cool.
Joda Cast is made already though, wasn't it? It was in the combo pack.
Yeah, from the comic.
Yeah,
from,
you're right. It was in the.
No, it
Twin
was in the
Engines.
combo. No, it legit ass was they made one already.
Yeah, like
No.
the one with the comic. Oh,
Yeah, in the
I
Yeah.
don't have it up anymore. I didn't
I
have.
mean,
the
like,
Yoda cast
fuck,
one anymore.
man. Like,
They're-
good for this dude. I mean,
I like
I would
that
probably
Yoda
take Kenner off the fucking thing, but whatever, dude. I mean,
Oh.
good
So
for
now-
those bootlegs.
That adds to it.
This right here is another company that has a pretty good recreation and of bootlegs. So this one is Stan Solo. It's a Stan Solo Creations. That's the name of the other company.
Oh, I thought that was.
You-
you're
Now, I
saying
don't
that-
have
knows
this.
this
I don't actually have that figure.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry.
I have a figure similar. I have the Twin Sons copy of that, but I do have. Go to the next slide. This
You
is
got
pretty
one of the
cool.
slave layers.
The slave Lears. So he made the slave Lears, and these actually
Kenner?
sold pretty good. on.
These
on
look like
website.
the fucking. These look like the Hungarian bootlegs of this figure. Wait, too much. The one on the right, too much looks like the fucking Hungarian bootleg. Of
But
this
it
fucking
actually is
figure.
better. It's better looking than the.
No, it isn't.
Yes,
no, stop. And there's nothing wrong with
Look,
the Hungarian.
This is
bootleg.
actually better than Kenner. If you
Get
look
the
at Kenner's
bootleg thing
face, the Kenner figures. But
No.
yeah, these
Well, I
actually
can't really
sold-
see much of the face on the figure. To be fair, I just see the dots of the eyes.
There's no
So
mouth.
look, basically, all kidding aside, he makes he made a couple of Boba Fett figures, actual movie variants of the Boba Fett from the movie. Because when Kenner made the figures, they didn't make them exactly what the movie looked like. He made them. He still has them on his site right now. But
I'm just saying, just in the particular images we have right here, I don't see the faces very clearly. Is all I'm saying.
there's a picture that I got, but they
Yeah,
look
no, I
pretty
know.
cool.
I'm just saying, I can't speak to
If you do go
you
to
got the
his
Russian
website,
quality.
go onto his website and you'll see some of the stuff that he has. He's making some decent quality figures. See, like the Leia. They're never going to make these figures again like this. Never.
Yeah, because there's no fucking mouth on it. It looks like a fucking somebody place. It looks
There's
like
a mouth. The
preschool
mouth
thing.
is small. You see the mouth. It's a mini mouth.
No,
Dude,
that's
I
what I'm
got this
saying.
blown
We don't
up.
think we
I have
can
this
see
on
it.
full screen on the 56. On the right side with the
It's
coin,
just
there's
the
no
image.
fucking mouth on that shit. And there's actually no cleavage drawn in either, so it's just like the fucking Lego
All right.
figures.
Okay.
Before we go down that rabbit hole,
So he made
Fucking
the.
his little slave Leia. All
He
right,
never
go ahead.
had this figure,
Ula?
the friggin' spy, which he made that, and he made Ula, the slave girl.
yeah,
Which is pretty cool.
I will say I'm not a fan of the Ula.
I mean, like, if you want these, I mean, they're not bad.
Well, you know what? If you want to have figures in your collection that you never had before,
This is free advice to Stan Solo Creations. You should probably make Nip Slip Ula. That would probably sell because that's what happened in Rich Jedi, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
It'd probably sell.
they would.
Dom would buy 5. They'd be like, oh, that's Disney so bad. They won't do Nip Slip Hula as a character. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Ula has the sleepy eyes. She looks like the seductive eyes, and she's like sitting there. But you go.
Did you guys not take care of the private dating chat girls?
They go with
Oh,
up
no,
private
sorry. I
chambers,
was
that
looking
goes.
on, I still had it on full.
Somebody did because I tried to. And
I tried. It said error. I
Okay,
tried.
and somebody did it already. Thanks, Ruben.
Now, last but not least, he
Christmas
See,
ornament.
I
totally.
love this shit. This is
so
the
he
shit I
made
love.
this for the con, for the ICC con they have in Tennessee. There's a con, so it was an exclusive for that con. And it's like,
exclusives for gods.
yeah.
It's amazing.
So he made this, and
Well, yeah,
the
wouldn't it make sense? Like if you're going to go to if he's going to the convention, you make a certain number and like, hey, this is what I got just for this convention. If I sell out, it pays for my trip. You know what I mean?
So
like you plan it out.
it's actually a really cool figure in person. So I was able to get one of these before it sold out.
You got one? Hold on.
Of
Let's
course
see.
I got one. Yeah.
So they probably make these not for like Comic Cons, but for like craft cons and things like that, I would guess.
So it's pretty cool because he sold out. The carded version sold out. He had the single version without the card. Still on but I think this is really cool. I like the
You
colors.
can
even
get
though-
Dom a spot on the Home Shopping Network.
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't know.
Like
They make those. They make those bootleg Legos. They sell those at
Yeah.
cons.
Yeah, they
You
do.
know,
I bought some.
Yeah,
the
you gotta watch
colors,
out.
the colors shine so bright on this, which is really it's like a Christmas ornament. All kidding aside, it looks really cool.
I think
in
it looks
person.
cool as shit. I
Yeah,
think this is
hey,
fucking dope.
There's
as fuck.
nothing wrong with the bootlegs. If some kid's gonna play with it,
Yeah, I like
my
some
son plays with his
bootlegs.
Legos.
I think it's a little over exaggerating saying that's the best slave Leia when the
Yeah.
fucking thing ain't
Well, I'm
got
gonna
a
show you
mouth.
So Dom, you didn't bring up, you didn't include a picture of the plywood action figures that you and I were looking at the other
Well,
night?
yeah, I didn't get a chance because I only wanted to spotlight
She
2
was,
people
you're
right
right.
now. We'll do another one, but
Yeah,
wanted
we'll
to show
save
you
that
some
until
really
next
Yeah,
time.
we should do some more.
so
Nice.
he
Well, don't give
came-
away if we're gonna do more. Don't give away if we're gonna do more. Dom, relax.
Yeah, don't.
It was good. This was really good.
I just thought the
Let's
names
cut it-
were kind of cool. That's why I was wondering. The
Yeah,
names-
let's
the
do
names he
the
came up
next
with
one.
were
Let
kinda
we
cool.
give the hey, wait, I know you're
Yeah,
excited. but
I
let's
shared another one with you, my buddy Nelson. He had a friend who does these things. I
let's
put it in our
let's
chat.
leave
Check
some
it out,
breadcrumbs
Tom.
out there. Let's give them some more later. I like that. Hopefully, you guys give us a thumbs up on that one. If we get the 40 thumbs up, 50 thumbs up, we'll.
I bought a
do
few of them.
another bootleg section.
Wookie fanatic asked how many I bought. I bought a few, so I got my own.
Oh, geez. I mean, I like bootlegs. I don't pay $50 for them, but I like them. I usually buy a bag of them, and then they usually get melted when they send them across the border.
There's a difference between like 80s bootleg figures and like a custom creation now. It's not the same.
Yeah. Yeah,
Some of the custom stuff is pretty expensive. That's why I wanted Dom to. I mean, the one Dom showed us was not that expensive. Some of them I've looked at and have emailed the creators.
Well, because it costs them like.
Yeah, I mean, it's their intellectual property, etc. Their skill set, blah blah blah. I understand. I'm just saying, for someone that spends money on comics, yada 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 yada, to throw $100 price tag on a custom, I'm like, maybe someday, maybe.
Yeah,
it also depends on what it is.
There's a lot of other customs, and there's a lot of other things besides figures that people do customs with. So.
But I think like a lot of the ones Dom sold now are right up Dom's alley. Like if it says variant and limited, Dom's got it, bro.
Like if it's one thing you have the custom 3D printing and they're putting it in their packaging, and then you have other things where you have like what Astro does, and you're like repainting and things. It's like how much time somebody puts into making that figure. Nobody wants to spend 6 hours to make $5.
No, I understand completely. I understand completely. I'm just saying from a collector, especially someone like me that collects a lot of things, comics, etc. Even a custom thing of C-3PO, which I collect, sometimes I just have to like other things are going to come first. You know what I'm saying?
No, I totally agree. I mean, where am I going to put it?
Yeah, Ruben, we know you and Dom are in the. If you put the word limited on it, it doesn't matter if it is or it isn't. You fuckers are wasting fucking money for it.
Limited to 200,000.
Well, I mean, but part of it too, like with the limited thing, like Dom, how much did you pay for the 1 in 50 this week?
Which one? Paid what?
Vader, the mall.
The mall.
Well, the mall. I bought it with the. There was a store exclusive that came with it, a virgin and a regular cover that came with it. So basically, $86 for.
Oh shit!
Well, you had to buy.
No, that's three comics. Three comics
that came with it.
I understand that, but like that's a lot. Like,
but you're not going to be able to do anything with the store exclusives.
Right? What do the store exclusives go for?
That doesn't matter.
Well, I'm just saying in general, like they.
Well, if you like the art, and I will admit, I know the store exclusive Dom's talking about. It was a pretty good cover of Darth.
Yeah,
Maul
if you like it, that's what I mean. If you like it, then you're purchasing.
Oh, I know which one you're saying. The Darth Maul store exclusive. Really,
you
spent 80. Okay, well, I mean that's something. All right. Yeah, I mean it's just like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know. I think because the rest of us, I think $20 or $30 for a 1 in 50 is like I'd rather all day long pay that than I don't know. Then have
JJ, well, like I said, the other books
JJ was
I
trying
bought.
to say something.
JJ, you try to say something? Sorry, were you muted?
What?
CJ? Nope. I think he was just laughing at the limited thing.
Yeah, I was just laughing.
All right, JJ, who here? Okay, let's get into it. Dom, thank you for that, by the way. It was really great. I do like some of those bootlegs. They're really cool. Thanks for giving us the price points on that. No, it's detachable. Let's get in. JJ, did you read Inferno Squad? You know what Inferno Squad is. You've read it before.
2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah. Jedi, did you read it again or listen to it?
I listened to it, not again for the first time. Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Wayseeker, did you read it or listen to it again? Okay.
Read it again.
Should we get into Andor, folks, or should we get into this? I don't hate everything. I actually said, wait, John, I said I love that mall cover, and you told me it was trash. So get out of here with your nonsense. All right. Let's go into Andor.
Let's do Inferno.
Inferno? Okay. Cool.
It's related to the comic for next week.
All right. So 2 things I just wanted to give you. Inferno Battlefront 2. There's a novel that came out at the same time the EA game Battlefront 2 came out. Also, I should have done it too because you could have bought a collective PlayStation that my brother's owned and then somehow just sent it in and got replaced because it didn't work. I don't remember how many years that is, but like the warranty was still good on it. So that's neither here nor there. But Battlefront 2, the play version of this was to follow the main character of the book that they also released around the same time, written by Kristen Golden. And she's an interesting character. I think the book did a very good job with it. I think the game added on a little bit extra fun. Real quickly, so here's the breakdown of the book baddies. Can we call them baddies? Should we do the baddies? Is that what we're calling them?
Yeah, sure.
So we get Garrick Verso, who is Iden's dad. Also pretty famous in the Empire across the canon version? Would you say Wayseeker and JJ? Yes. Like not the first time we see
He gets
Garrett,
around a
not the
little bit.
last. Yeah, he's around. Kind of known as like a
Big in the ISB. He's big in the ISB, so he comes up
Yeah,
with
yeah.
quite a bit there.
Andor ties.
He's
I
got all
mentioned. I
types of-
think I mentioned that like a few weeks ago or something.
Yeah, yeah. He does have Andor ties. He's got a bunch of ties. He's got a lot of ties. We also get the actual squad, which is a 4-person squad. We'll explain that a little bit later. There's his daughter, Iden. He does have a wife, well, kind of a wife, but she painted
Ex-wife.
propaganda. Yeah, ex-wife. Well, dead wife now.
Yeah.
But and
Spoiler.
Iden grew up as a little
Spoilers.
child. Huh? What'd you say?
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
How old is this book? Come on. How old is the book? How many years is
She's
the book?
barely-
97?
Yeah,
barely-
you just started the review of it.
Don't you
You're
remember
like, oh,
like
yeah,
the time
here's your
you,
plot
like,
point. His wife's dead.
don't you remember
She's
the time that
barely
you
in
like
the book.
play by play the entire Darth Plagueis book for like 25 minutes for spoilers?
Well, that
Yeah.
book was 15 years old. Who gives a shit?
45. You're
We also
underestimating
gave
it by
everybody a
about 40
month.
minutes.
No, time out. Time
You
out.
want me
We
to run the
also
spoiler
told
thing or
everybody-
not?
We gave everybody a fucking month that this book was going to get spoiled. Okay,
No,
so
this book's
piss
old.
off.
I
This
mean,
is old as shit.
also
So
too,
as a kid,
to be
go ahead.
clear on the endpointing of it, the book is a prequel to the game.
Yes, it's a prequel to the game.
So
Thank
if you want to play it in that order, book first, game second.
Iden, as a
Just so
kid,
everybody
grew up
knows.
with a dad who was a huge ISB, like Imperial, whatever, and the mom was a propagandist. Okay. The picture I have of her is when she's later. All these have been stolen from the interwebs. So there you go. We just wanted to give you some pictures of what the people look like. Next to her is, I think, Hask would probably be the easiest one to explain. They grew up together, correct?
They came up to the Empire together.
Yeah.
Yeah, Academy and all that stuff.
Yeah, Academy. All of them except for the third one is great TIE fighters. And then Dell pretty much was like the kid that became an Imperial because didn't his parents die or something by a rebel attack or some shit in the Clone Wars? I can't remember his backstory. Some shit happened. He made his way up from Grunt all the way up to TIE fighter people. These are supposed to be the elite of the elite. The last one, Sane, whatever.
Siren?
You listened to the
Same.
audiobook. I didn't, so you should
I know, I should know.
I was gonna say, I didn't listen to the audiobook either.
I was dead fast.
So it was really
Scene.
fast.
Yeah, Scene actually is like kind of a cool character. She has an eidetic memory. She also knows a lot of tech. She also, what else does she do? She also is a huge ISB agent, which is super cool and plays out a lot of areas in there. Out of these characters,
Where did
I
this
actually-
come from? Sticks?
Yeah, don't say that.
It's trash.
It'll be 10 minutes, John. It'll be. First off, how are we
Really,
interrupting
he's a
you?
Slater fan.
You leave Zach Morris alone.
On the other side, so they pretty much assembled this group.
Oh, it's probably
to-
when I put the timeout up when you guys
yeah,
were talking.
it was to go after rebels. They pretty much the dad put this group together to go after rebels. They're going to be this secret squad. The group of rebels that they're going after is called the Dreamers. Would you guys like to add anything else at this point before
So-
I
No.
the Dreamers?
So I just want to say,
Wasn't it
basically,
wasn't it the
right
Patreons? or
after-
something?
right
No,
after
it's called the
New
Dreamers.
Hope. So Iden was one of the few survivors from the Death Star, and so it's right after the first
Yeah.
Death Star gets destroyed.
And people
Yeah.
hate her because of it. People, I mean,
I remember
like,
right.
people-
She's like,
That's the role he
they're like
plays,
picking
anyway.
off they're like picking off rebel pilots and stuff, right? And then all of a sudden Luke blows up the Death Star, and they start losing the war. So
Yeah,
they
but
come
they
up with this idea to
Go ahead.
go after rebel sex or whatever. And I think
Rebel cells.
they end up going after cells, and it's Saul Guerrero's group, right?
Well, no, Saw's dead, so it's like remnants of the group called the Dreamers. They're called Saw Guerrero's
So-
Dreamers because
The first couple of chapters.
I thought they
of
were
this
something else. I thought it was was it Dreamers? Is that
They
right?
are the Dreamers, yeah.
I just listened to the fucking
Oh.
book in the last 2 days. Yeah,
Go ahead,
Yeah,
I thought
Jeff.
it was like partisans or something.
Nope.
they are. Go ahead, Jedi.
The first couple chapters of this book I thought were pretty good. In fact, probably my favorite part of the book was the first couple of chapters of this when it talks about the her surviving the Death Star destruction, because I mean she's flying around she sees these X-wings kind of break off and go into the trenches, and she's like, why are they doing this? She couldn't figure it out, and she's radioing back to her commanding officers and on the Death Star saying, hey, should we follow these people? And they're like, don't worry about them, they're nobody. So they keep going out, and they're fighting the Y-wings and the X-wings. And there's this huge explosion, which she initially thinks is the rebel base, that the Death Star had destroyed the rebel base, and everybody's happy
because they were calling off all the X-wings.
We win. But now she can't get through to her her commanders that she was just talking to. And then she realized, wait a minute, this debris is coming from the wrong direction. So she starts to have to do. She's a really good pilot. She starts having to do a lot of maneuvering to survive the debris from the Death Star. At the same time, realizing that, hey, her world just got turned upside down because it did not go the way they expected. So I thought the first couple of chapters were really good. Well, pretty entertaining chapters.
Yeah.
I thought.
And Inferno Squad is really just a squad that just
like Ant-Man
goes undercover and cleans up whatever mess. So it's not just going after the rebels. We also see other things where like they go after moths who are not really doing what they need to do for the Empire and take care of.
They go to do that so they can blackmail them. And if they can't blackmail them, they're going to kill them. I mean, that's
they're pretty much a
there's
hit
other
squad.
aspects to this Inferno Squad too. Yeah,
and she does go over her survivor's guilt a lot. Like they had told a lot of them to like back off and come back to the Death Star so they don't get blown up, and she obviously didn't. But yeah, so then the dad gets a communication, or they somehow figure out a communication that somebody is outreaching about these partisan groups. There you go, JJ. They have got some type of information that's very valuable, and they've been picking off targets, and they can't figure out how they're picking off targets. So he wants them to go undercover, and this is kind of fucked. He's like, he pretty much makes his daughter a traitor to do it. They went over that pretty fast, but like even to the point that the mom doesn't know, and the mom like calls her up and like, yeah, I'm disappointed in you. You know, the Empire's always been good to us. I did all the propaganda, and you're a shitty kid, pretty much. Which was nice. That's always good when your parents call you shitty. But that's the relationship.
Pretty shitty parents. So
yeah, they are shitty parents. They're really shitty parents.
Terrible parents.
So they get down. Here's a huge spoiler alert, which I thought was really well how they did this. So each person went in a different way. So Sin gets tied up because she fakes herself as a slave to a. If you guys remember Watto, that type of species, he's the owner of a shop, and they do this whole setup where they send it into the rebels so that they'll come, the Dreamer group, so they'll come in and save her. She does. She plays it up very well.
It's another of the Watto species, and it also runs a shop.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
So Sin is the one.
They don't do much.
Sin is the one that got sent off before she went undercover.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, they really had to sell it, so they like sent her off to be like with some droids that like beat the shit out of her and like really scarred her up and everything. Really sell the story of she was a slave.
Well, I think
Sin, or was that somebody else?
Well, that was Sin.
Well, that was her.
Okay.
I don't know how much they beat her up as, and they made like they almost described it as putting like permanent tattoos on her, so she'd have scarring and burning that they could
they had to well, it didn't make it, they made it sound like it wasn't an enjoyable process, whatever it was.
It's like,
no, it doesn't.
Stu from Hangover 2.
Yeah.
Permanent tattoos.
Starlog's pretty dope there, Brandon. Either way, so she got sent down there. The Dreamers end up saving her. Twi'lek, and then they do the whole dancing thing and get a little bit deeper into that.
Do you have more slides?
I do. I've got of the Dreamers, but it gives away who the Dreamers are. Oh no, so the squad ends up being three people.
Right? There were brothers too, right?
The last two are the brothers. I was going to explain how each one shows up to the Dreamers first. Okay. So the last two, Hass and Miko, or Del as he's mainly referred to, end up showing up with the Dreamers as two brothers who can fix, one of them can fix ships.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, and they kind of wanted to defect because they said that the rebels blew up their family, blah, 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 blah. And Hass starts to become a real relationship. Now, they're all looking for the leaders. There's two main leaders of the Dreamers. One is a guy by the name of Steven, and the other is the guy by the name of the Mentor. Spoiler alert, we know who the Mentor is, but the whole book till the end, they don't give away who it is. And I thought they did a really good job of that. Also, they do have an Imperial there that is undercover. Did you guys understand the deep cover Imperial that's undercover, that's not undercover, that's double crossing or is not double crossing?
Yeah,
Did you guys figure that one out?
that was
Yeah. Go ahead, JJ.
no.
Go ahead. No.
Well, no, I probably did back in the day. I don't remember, but
Yeah.
and one thing I remember about this book was that is like everybody's double crossing somebody else, and it's kind of got annoying by the end of the book.
That what was his name? Do you remember his name, Wayseeker?
Azen.
Azen. So there's a character named Azen who actually goes and picks up Ian because after Ian says that the Empire's shit and they're all garbage and Alderaan shouldn't have been blown up and it was good at the stuff. It was good at the
like Ian Ziering.
What the fuck are we doing here?
I'm asking the question.
I didn't. Sorry,
I didn't.
I didn't.
I didn't.
I did.
Oh, I did.
This is the audiobook.
I didn't know.
I didn't. Anyways, when I didn't says all that stuff, the Imperials kind of take her into this half prison, not really. She's like on public work release program, and that one character comes and saves her. But it actually turns out that he actually is an Imperial who
He's not an Imperial. He used to be an Imperial.
He used to be an Imperial.
Yeah, former Imperial.
He was a former Imperial who did do his job, who double crossed them, but might actually still.
No, they know he's not. They know he's not, but they need him out because there's some ties to Sane. Like Sane knows who he is. She's seen him before, and so she's worried that he could potentially blow the cover.
Sane, Sane's only seen him. I thought Sane only.
See,
saw
I told you it was confusing.
Computers. Only saw it before on computers, not actually in real life.
Well, I think it was just enough information. She was just worried that they're.
I originally thought that was when I read it, but when I actually listened to
It was like Jedi's comics.
when I actually listened to the audio version, it seemed that because they used him as a voice, it seemed that he was pleading like he was trying to find. There's that one little tidbit in the books, but they presented it as he was actually going to try to find more information, like the chip, and then turn that over to the Imperials to be back in their graces. But who cares? He gets killed. He dies either way. They sacrifice him. Spoiler alert. And I don't know. Where else do you want to go with this, Wayseeker? Feel free.
No, you're handling it. Like you just jumped through
Well,
the book.
Yeah, I mean that's half the book. Go ahead, JJ. What do you want?
No,
to add on?
it is his story time.
like thoughts on the actual book is like would be good of the review.
Oh, very good. I thought they did a great job. I thought they left the mentor to the end, who turns out that Lux, for those people that don't know, that character has been around since Clone Wars. He's got a relationship with Ahsoka, pretty close. He has got Saul Guerrero ties, including with Saul's sister. He's long running. I thought it was incredible what they did with them. I thought originally when I read this book that it was very well written. I thought the audiobook was done very well too, even at 1.6 speed or whatever it was. They kept it captivating because even after you killed, as confusing as they made the espionage version of this book going, we lost how, okay. Some of the deaths sucked. Some of them were pretty good. I think it was a little bit corny going back. I think it read better when you're talking about Sign's death, where she kind of gave. How did you feel about that? Like, so what happened was she was presented. They presented Iden and said, "This we know this person is a Imperial. Prove to us that you're loyal to the Dreamers. You either kill the
state messed up, right? She messed up. She messed up, and she spoke in some language she wasn't supposed to know, or something like that.
She messed up a couple times.
That's how a lot of people die. Is some sort of weird mistake that like blew their cover, and then
we'll talk about
didn't blow a cover.
We'll talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I liked Sane because Sane was the one to me who was the most Imperial, right? Like Iden at times.
Most Imperial?
But Iden at times like had compassion for other people. Del seemed to have compassion for other people.
Well, I think that's because it was foreshadowing. Like now we know what happened to them.
But Sane though was like Imperial everything. She was willing to like sacrifice her body, do anything. Like I was like, I don't know if I could do this. So on one of their missions, what they have to do is they have to blow up an Imperial moth and a bunch of children. And Iden's like, we got to do it. This is how we got to do it to get the information. We got to figure out the traitor. We got to go through this.
Well, none of them were crazy about it, but they knew it had to be done.
But Sane's like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't kill these kids.
I thought that was
can't kill-"
cool.
And so there's like, I'm an Imperial hardcore, and I cannot kill Imperial kids, and I cannot kill.
You think it was that because she also has the hots for a rebel at that point?
I don't know if she did or she didn't. I think it was she's a 20-year-old, so that was the other thing about it. She's the youngest of the group. Probably I think the most ideal.
I think she does have the hots for him because when she was giving the speech to Iden later on about she did like, and I can't forget him dying.
That's because she has a memory where it plays over and over and over.
Right. But if you don't care,
to do with how
well, I
much
mean, I guess if you don't.
Well,
no, time out. I think if you don't give a shit about the guy, you would bring up a point of naming.
No, it's because her memory won't let her forget it. That was what she said.
Right,
you can forget.
I think
your memory forgets things. Mine doesn't.
Okay, Jedi. Yes, Jedi. I agree.
I think it's both because I think that's one of the reasons why. I mean, obviously she was very committed to the cause, but I also think that that's one reason why she was so willing to sacrifice her life for the cause is because of what she had done to this other character whose name I can't remember that I think she did have feelings for. It was her fault that this other character died. Because she
started kissing him too, so that
she tried to kiss him to keep him to stay, though, not because she liked him. Really? She's like, "Don't go back."
Everybody thinks I'm cold-hearted. Wayseeker's like, "Fuck this guy, let him die." Like, no, I think she had feelings. I think she like actually liked the guy. You don't usually go like, she didn't say like, "Yeah, I can't."
I think it was
the Moff died. She didn't give a fuck about the Moff. She brought up the dude.
I think it was more. I think it was more she had feelings for him, but it was more soldier mission first, right?
Yeah, that's what eventually happened.
Yeah.
She had identic, not photographic. And by the way, she didn't bring up the Moff. She didn't give two shits about the Moff. She brought up this guy. So either way. So that goes on.
But I think you bring up a good point. One of the things that this book really brings forth, and it kind of shares the story as to how, I mean, war is hell, et cetera, but how both sides, the rebels and the Empire, I mean, they were hardcore. I mean, they would kill innocents without hesitation for the cause.
Everybody's a gray character in this. Like,
yes,
everybody's a very grayish character.
The rebels are all good people. They would never hurt a fly. No, I mean they were willing to sacrifice the innocent for the cause.
But that's
I don't think Garrick was fucking gray. He was pretty black and white. Like he didn't give two fucks. So like,
yeah, he would have sacrificed.
Well, I mean,
no problem.
I don't mean. My point is, there's no real like pure-hearted good guy characters in this book or gal characters.
No, I think the only problem with hearing it for the second time too is we kind of like some of these characters are like there's three characters that are still alive. The Inferno Squad, now they've changed what they do, but they're pretty important throughout a bunch of different stuff, right? Because but there's two. I think my point of view, because at first I thought Iden was the best character in this book, but then after knowing everything that happens, I was like, oh well, they're foreshadowing a lot with her character, where you see like Sin kind of is like the more like, I don't know, developed character.
I got a question for Wayseeker now, since Wayseeker apparently doesn't think that any of these people have any real heart, that it was all about the mission. So towards the end of the book, spoiler alert, I mean, whatever. Iden is out dealing with the mentor, etc., and then back where the rebels are, the Dreamers, Hask has went through and just killed them. He killed all the Dreamers that were left. So Iden comes back, and she's very upset. That was not part of the plan. They didn't have to die, etc. Now, was she upset because she felt that we didn't need to kill them, or was it a wasted interrogation opportunity? Which one?
I think she actually had she had the most transformation, I think, within the book, where I don't think she wanted to kill them. I think that's why she stunned Lux and not killed Lux at the very end. We kind of get that idea.
That leads you to believe that, yeah.
Yeah, I think
so. Okay, so I originally reading the book, I didn't think so. I thought it was the interrogation, how it read. Knowing what I know now about the character from other stuff outside of the book and how they read it in she definitely felt she didn't want them to die. And just to make it clear, she didn't kill the mentor either. She actually stunned them.
Yeah. So now,
as far as we know, is still alive.
Yeah.
Explain to me, and I'm jumping a little bit.
And by the way,
here,
that's
but
not the other one that's not dead either. There's two dreamers survive this.
explain the droids that came in and clean up the dead people. Can you explain that to me? Because I was kind of like, what the hell is this
Those
all
were the
about?
fascinating. So go back to the slide. Go back to the characters here.
Okay. Which
So Del works with a what are those
Fan.
species called? Yep.
koi fan or whatever they're called, the ones that look like little squirrel things that you see in the High Republic all the time. The guy that
Yeah, the little bat-looking thing.
the little
Bat
bat-looking character, the
Yeah.
one that takes care of the
So they come across these like crystal robots.
Gene.
green fan.
These robots are just filled with like crystals, and they're trying to figure out what these robots are, how long they've been there, if there's some ancient, old civilization that lived on this planet that's pretty much now, completely unoccupied.
Right.
And so basically what they were created for was by this ancient civilization to take care of their bodies when they die. Because they
So
knew
they
that
didn't
at some
just
point
rot.
the civilization was going to die. And so they created these robots, and these robots are only activated when somebody's life
When
force.
there's a
whatever they
sentient
did.
death, I think is how they put it.
What?
When there's a sentient death or something.
Yeah.
is
And
how
so
they put
these
it.
robots then activate themselves, take care of the body, and then go back into hibernation mode.
Yeah. Which also helps explain. Well, I think they were just a thing to, because then you can wipe out. They couldn't do a body count, and you couldn't realize that there's two dreamers missing. One being the character that worked with Del, the fan that worked with Del to figure out what these things were, and the other character that stayed alive was Lux or the mentor, which is, but Steven. And by the way, this might or might not be Steven. We never actually get a true picture, but by the definition of him, he was always by Guerrera's side. He was one of the people that he was in Rising, whatever, the one that
Rebel
with
Rising.
Cersei in it. Yeah, because he was like in there talking around. So I kind of looked to see if there's any like humanoid character that would fit kind of the description. And this was the best I could come. Was this type of what he looked like?
He was
Either
kind
way,
of the loose cannon character. He was very.
well, he was entrenched with Saw. You got to remember, he did a lot of the guerrilla stuff with Saw. Like he wasn't the right hand man, but he was like the third right hand man. You know what I mean? Like he was there the whole time. So, but yeah, as far as we know, Lux is still alive. We do know that. Is there anything else we want to get into with this besides the fact that Iden and Del deflect and end up becoming rebels? Is that spoiler alert?
No, go ahead.
It didn't say that in the book, but we know this from we know it from a lot of other things, but we know it.
Yeah. So that's where Wookiee, like, they start having doubts.
Yeah.
I think, yes, this is where Iden starts having doubts.
Yeah.
It's like
When
the
does she-
inflection point of.
What would you say, JJ?
I said it's like the inflection point of her turning
Right.
by
When
the
is-
end of the book.
When is it that she deflects?
So
After-
what happens is what happens is the teacher, that Aqua character that was looking over her gets captured. Her and Del go down, decide to save it, but they're not supposed to, and Hask is like, whatever. So then she, after that, decides like, wait, we can't even save fucking people, and Hask ends up killing that guy anyways, and they deflect shortly after that. They end up going to there's that Starlight Squadron or whatever, the big blue-headed guy that's got, I don't know, for some reason people were pushing that book. She actually joins that fucking team originally.
But this is after the second Death Star destroyed.
after Andor. Oh yeah. This is well after.
It's
So
a couple
after
years
Andor, or the moon of Endor is when she leaves.
Yeah.
So this is like Kylo Ren's like starting to be around. Like,
So what's going to be interesting with the comic, where we're going to see her in the comics, I think, kind of prevalently, is my guess going forward. It's going to be at this time where, she's still doing really shitty stuff for the Emperor.
in between Jedi, and it'll be in between probably, she'll be they'll give us the back end of Jedi, and then they'll give us into leading up to new. I mean, this play. I mean, I saw Dom peek up because here we go. They're going to give us fill-in story between Last Jedi and what's that piece of shit movie that J.J. Abrams did? New Force or whatever.
Force Awakens.
Force Awakens.
Okay, that one. So like,
You
and
mean
that's where
Return of the Jedi?
Yeah, Return of the. What did I say? Yeah,
You
Return
said
of the
Last
Jedi.
Jedi.
Oh, Return of the Jedi
Return of the
and
Jedi.
Force
Oh.
Awakens. It'll be in
Well,
between.
if that
Return,
doesn't. Go ahead.
yeah, it'll be in between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens. We'll probably actually not only see her a lot and Del. We'll get a little bit of Hask, and we'll probably see Lux pop up again. I would not be surprised if that happens.
Let me ask you a question.
Well, if that didn't make Dom perk up, Iden also has a Funko Pop. So yeah,
Yes, she does.
I see it. Yeah, gaming greats. Funko Pop.
This is her too. She's
Yeah.
when that's happening, when we're talking about that age around Force Awakens, this picture now with her being all old and gray, that's pretty much what she would be looking like. She's also part of Project Cinder for all those people that know what that is, which is the one where
Bill Burr?
The Bill Burr. Yep.
Bill Burr's
Burr.
character, and he talked
Oh,
about
he was in Project
how-
Cinder too. Yep. He was
Yeah,
also in
that's
Project
right.
Cinder.
Means Mayfield, yeah.
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 But let me ask you a question. Do you think that they should have made a comic book based off the Inferno Squad, the comic book of the novel? Like make a 5-issue limited series?
So
Maybe
they have the one where the TIE Fighters where she left already and they did the back part of that. Wasn't that part of TIE Fighters?
TIE Fighter was,
Oh.
yeah. Well, TIE Fighter is a different squadron, obviously.
It's Alphabet Squadron, yeah.
You're talking about the TIE Fighter comic? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shadow Squadron was TIE Fighters.
Shadow Squadron.
Shadow
That's right.
one, yeah. Based on that. Yeah.
That's right.
But you're right.
Well-
I mean, it's around a similar timeline.
Yeah, it's all like right around the same timeline. I mean, it's around the timeline of the Aftermath books too. She's around that.
Mhm. And Alphabet
And they-
Squadron's in there too.
In Alphabet Squad.
Shortly
Yeah,
after
I mean
that.
that's kind of it. We've already seen. We were kind of talking about it, but like we were talking about Eye of the Webbish just to bring it all back together with comics and all. Eye of the Webbish Bog and how long that took to come out, and Wayseeker mentioned it with Iden and like how far forward we've seen that. We've got some favorite characters coming out of Alphabet Squad. And I think that's the next book we're going to try to review anyway. Or I'm going to give you a dissertation and spoil it all for you. But fuck you, that book's been out for a while too, so I don't care. I don't know why you guys
Trilogy
laugh
of
and
books.
say spoiler. Like,
No,
what is
no,
it?
we
It's
just
not
make
a
fun of you. It's
spoiler,
great.
dude. It's like
No, I think Iden has potential to be a really important character moving
yeah,
forward.
so around Mandalorian timeline. Yeah, I mean, kind of in there.
So I'm really fascinated to see where they take her in the comics. They love pushing video game characters. I mean, that was something we wanted to talk about. Maybe someday we'll actually get around to doing a tier list of video game characters that we think could someday come. But they really love integrating video game characters with other, mediums. And so, because that just brings in a different type of fan. And so I think this is one where I'm fascinated to see how big of a role Iden and Del and even Gideon, because Gideon's the one who's not going to deflect. He's going to be around for a while for the Empire and post Empire.
Well, I mean, this is part of it too. From what we hear about the Revelations book, like there's pretty much 4 storylines that are going to break out of that book going forward to in the Star Wars universe for the next year.
Well,
And
it's
they have
interesting
a
to see the
bunch.
tie-ins to things, because with Iden, like Wayseeker said, you have such a character that a lot of times you get these characters introduced in, especially
she
like an
doesn't.
ensemble like for like this that don't go that far into the Star Wars universe. Timeline wise, like she goes past, like you said, into almost into the Force Awakens era.
Well, she does.
so, I mean-
She at least has got a link to it because when the teacher that ends up
Yeah.
dying, that's because Kylo Ren like mind something, and then that's when Hask killed him. And Hask, I think, refers.
Do
to
we
her
need the
as
slide
being alive.
anymore?
No, we don't need this.
All right.
Well, I think so. If people don't know
No,
who
we
Hask and her is, but like, yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I just think it's interesting,
So
but
she-
it also gives multiple options because that Lux character, guess whose character that motherfucker is? Dave Filoni's. That is a Dave character.
No, yeah,
So I mean, like you
True.
got that. You got. I mean that opens up a lot of options because of the saw link there too, especially having those links. She did. Hey, good night, Ruben. All right, Ruben's not going.
She's mentioned in others. She doesn't actually make an
Aftermath.
appearance
Yeah,
in
Aftermath.
Alphabet Squadron. She's mentioned in that. She's
She
mentioned
has
in the
mentioned-
Squadrons video game as well.
I think Ruben's talking to
well,
me.
she's-
I gotta
She
get going.
mentioned in
Oh.
Shattered Empire.
Huh?
In Shattered Empire, they
In
mentioned
the comic, you mean?
in the comic here.
I don't think so,
I
but
I don't
maybe.
think so.
No,
Yeah,
It's been like forever since I read that. I have no idea, to be honest.
Yeah, God, that was a terrible comic. But I mean, like Aftermath had a part to deal with her, correct? Because that's how I knew it linked through. And even if it's not direct mention, there's a lot of like indirect mentioning that she gets going through some of the stuff. So
Yeah, well, just the ties to stuff. Like when you tied to so Gideon before he was a Moff Gideon before he was a Moff was Intelligence Bureau tie-ins, which is what the whole Inferno Squadron worked through was through the Intelligence Bureau. So there's a lot of tie-ins to existing things. Like you said, if you tie back into Filoni, who now works in the Mandalorian timeline, there's all different kinds of stuff they can do with these characters as far as connecting it to different stuff going forward, not even going backward, but it's going forward.
and the droid's still around too, and you know how they love those droids.
They do, and that's just so you know, that's the version after Rebels. So, what's her name? The Inquisitor had ID 9, so this is the ID 10.
How the hell long?
Pretty
ago?
interesting.
I'm just trying to think.
Wookiee-
I'm gonna look it up real quickly. How long ago did
Wookiee
Star
Fanatic
Wars-
brings up a good point of, I would almost say, what do you guys think of, I don't know if anybody else has played Battlefront 2. I never actually
I
played it that much, but I think I got enough of the dose of the character that you don't need to play the video games extensively to get the character. I say just read the book
Some
more than
game-
anything. If you're not a video game guy.
It actually, if you play the video game, it kind of sucks because they lead you down the path that Cinder is like the big thing, and that's kind of why she turns it all. And now they've kind of retconned all that, so that's the only crappy part about it.
I don't know. I have to go back and look at it. The game's great. Like the game
It is
started
good.
out as like a train wreck, right? Like the first
That's why I didn't play it that
Oh
much.
no, but okay.
and
So
all that
time out.
stuff.
It's there's two parts to it. There's an online
Microtransactions.
multiplayer, and there's an actual there's a storyline portion. The
Right,
storyline
right.
portion's
But
always
the
been good. The campaign's
multiplayer
always been
turned
good.
people away from the storyline. So like,
Yeah, but storyline's always been good.
Yeah.
but
Well, nobody wanted the microtransactions at first. They screwed that up big time.
they did. But the game turned out to
Yeah,
be really wonderfully done afterwards, and the story is, I think, pretty interesting.
I
So,
still haven't played the multiplayer in years. That came out in 2017 though, which is
it's that
What do
5
you
years
think
ago.
about
5 years
Yeah.
ago last week it came out.
okay. Yeah, wow. It's crazy how long it took for that character because they purposely left her open ended. Like they've left all those characters open ended so that we could get back to them.
There's
That's
characters
taken-
that have not been used in any other media forever. Look at Valance. I said that for true.
Right. But you've always said you've said it has also sometimes it does take a while for them to get into this. And for somebody who they've had multimedia and left open for that long, it's kind of crazy. All right, so let's move on now. Let's get to Andor. Hopefully you guys
Because I got to get going soon.
hopefully you
almost
guys
midnight.
enjoyed that book if you read it. I think are we doing Alphabet Squad next? Are we
We'll
voting
figure it
on
out. We'll
Put a poll up. You guys
There's
can
3
vote on what
books.
book we
we also
saying.
have to go Ahsoka because of that, so we'll put a poll up.
Oh yeah, there's 3 books with Alphabet Squad.
That's good. I mean, people respond to polls. You mean what you want in a poll?
Yeah,
Put
we
it
should
in.
probably do
The next
Ahsoka.
book is the High
That's
Republic
right.
book, which comes out on Tuesday. So we got to get
Oh, you
to
gotta
that.
remind me so I pick it up.
Convergence.
Convergence comes out on Tuesday.
I can read something instead of having to listen to my relatives talk during Thanksgiving.
So-
That sounds great. All right, just kidding. I like my.
Wait, I just want to go back and highlight something in this book review that was mentioned, and that Marco admitted that he enjoyed an audiobook.
No, yeah, it was done well. It was. I don't know. This is not the
a
first
well
one.
done audiobook from
This
Marco.
is the second audiobook I enjoyed out of
Second one?
So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Second
Well,
one.
then you need to listen to the Harry Potters by Stephen Fry because those
Okay,
are.
no, I don't have time
Excellent.
for that shit. Thank you again, JJ. I really
the
do
other
appreciate
thing
it.
I would say is Christy Golden
No
did a
problem.
good job.
Dresden
And
Files by James Marsden. No,
Go ahead.
Markers.
I would like to see Christy Golden do some more Star Wars.
Agreed. Very well done. Very well done. Relationships were handled well. The thrill was happening well. She did a good job with character growth and development. Excellent job.
Be interested to know where did we rank this in novel rankings? I know I included it in the list, but I don't remember where we put it.
I don't think anybody read it, but like
Yeah,
3
remember?
people. I think we're the only 3 people that read this and said it was great. We can go back and look at it.
Yeah.
But
All right.
I think I said almost what Wayseeker said. We should have her write more shit. But
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Let's get to Andor because Pete's crying.
Andor. So Andor was a little
I got to go to
tricky
work tomorrow.
Cry me a river.
because we have 3 storylines in Andor, but they're all coming together. So chopping it up was a little bit more difficult than in past weeks because everything was separate, and now everything is coming to me in these last 2 episodes. So the first arc we're going to do is the arc that takes place there on Barracks or whatever.
Just
So
throw that fucking droid in the garbage at this point.
I love this droid. What are you talking about? I really grew up with this droid.
Oh my
I'm
god.
more in the middle.
Come on.
Waysinger hates love stories, but then the sympathetic, whiny ass droid he loves. Like
I love love stories. I love a real
No,
love
you don't.
story.
You said no. She had no feelings for that
She
guy.
had
You
no
hate the
feelings
love
for it. Just
part.
got a
of it.
little love story. Give me a good love story, not a fake.
Poor B2. Tony, don't go to the light side.
B2
Come back
is
to
like
the dark.
Emo,
This
come
is like
on.
up there
Yeah,
with
sad. Down, give him the emo.
this is
He
up there with
said-
Chopper holding onto Hera's hand and like
No,
got the
come
deal.
on, dude. Not the same. No.
Anyway. So yeah, we start off with B2 all sad and talking to
That whole thing
Jesse's
was creepy
friend.
as fuck, by the way. I can stay a couple nights over with you. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Marva has. I'll ask Dom this later. We never see Marva's body. Is Marva dead? We'll let Dom get on that one.
Oh, Marv. Yeah, is she dead, Dom? Or is
Because
she
here's the
alive?
body. Is she dead or is this a whole ploy? You know, she was trying to get in the underground stuff.
I know. Is she
Well, the
dead?
beauty is they'll never have to prove whether or not that was her body because they make her they like burn them and make bricks out of their ashes or something like that. So it's like there's no evidence of anything.
Here goes the conspiracies. Let's go.
We'll figure that one out when the ending of the show this week.
This
We'll see
week.
what's what.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm buying in on the conspiracy. Can't let Aunt Petunia die off screen.
I actually
There's
kind
no
of like
body,
this
there's
one.
no death, right? Star Wars.
Yeah,
We'll
this is a
find
good
out.
theory.
Is he really dead?
Wait, you say I hate everything, then you're saying this old lady died. Why do you hate old ladies so much, John?
I love the fact they have the little person inside B2 emo, and looking outside his view.
Yeah.
What little person?
Well, they're showing through the robot's eyes.
Oh, why you got to bring up little people?
The little person.
It could be all animated nowadays. There's no puppeteer in there.
That's just the
You
cameraman.
call him a puppeteer too, not a fucking little person. What the fuck? Hey, you go.
Hey,
don't ever run into Warwick and go like, "Hey, little person."
Listen,
hey,
Warwick Davis will never get wind of this podcast. I hope.
No, I'm saying he wants to go celebration in London. He's gonna run into Warwick and go like, "Hey, little person, you did a great job in that costume as an Ewok." Bullshit, Willow. Willow gonna be real mad. All right, go ahead.
I don't know if I can.
Great.
Oh man. So we got this guy that's like stalking Cinta. Who's this guy? What are you thinking about this?
I thought he was stalking Aunt Petunia or whatever her name is.
He is.
I think he's stalking Cinta too because he seems to be going everywhere Cinta's going in the last couple episodes. And so,
I think they're both got the same job. Watch the old lady.
or is it?
Or do you
He's
think
He's
that he
ISB.
thinks that she's
He's an ISB plant, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
do you think-
yeah,
do you
that's
think
what
he
I don't
thinks
know if he
she's-
is. Could this be like one of those Morena One guys that's like give him on the ground or something like that? I don't know.
Or is he like thinks she's an ISB agent also?
He's not,
Does he think the ISB is watching the ISB? Because to be honest with you, they do that. I mean, it's
They do.
weird. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but this guy, he's a little creepy.
I just think that his face sucks and he's creepy and he's doing a good job playing a creepy guy whose face sucks.
Yeah, he does
Yeah.
that.
Does
But
that?
then again, we all thought the one dude, Bob from Batman, was creepy and Aaron Brockovich, but then he turned out to be the guy who was going to give her all the paperwork she needed to take the company down. So maybe he's not that creepy. Sorry, Aaron Brockovich was on today. So
Who's watching who?
What in God's name are you talking about, dude? Go, Wayseeker, please save me
the
from
dude
me.
who played Bob.
Stop!
in
Nobody
Batman
cares.
was-
Nobody cares. Nobody
Oh, wait,
cares.
Former and Aaron
I like how I
Brockovich.
spent my time today watching a Rocky marathon, and Pete's like, "I watched Aaron Brockovich today."
No, I wasn't watching. It was my wife was watching. It was on the background while I was
What?
getting ready. Hidden Gem.
We got
Likely
news
story.
of little people and fucking
Well, I've
Aaron
not-
Brockovich going on at this point. All right, let's go.
All right,
keep going.
so they're trying to figure out if they need to give this funeral. They're not. I enjoyed this back and forth, and she's just like, "No, we
It's like,
gotta
no,
go forward.
let
We
him
gotta cage him in. Like, come on, know what you should be doing." And then you get some more. This is the night, right? With B2 emo, which we can skip over.
Yo, she
Man,
is
Bix.
poor Bix.
Poor Bix.
Poor big booty
She's a
Bix.
gangster. For nothing. She's about to kill somebody.
You think?
Oh,
And
yeah.
then-
She's going to kill somebody. Somebody's getting stabbed in the neck, dude.
Nah, I don't think so. I think she's gonna get rescued though.
I
She's
think
going
she
to pull
gets
out.
rescued
No,
in
on the
eye.
way out, she's pulling a tooth out of her mouth and stabbing somebody.
She's
with
gonna
her
stab
tooth. You
somebody in
watch.
the eye, man. Boom.
We'll see.
Somebody's dying, and she's just going to sit there and be like, yep.
And so, do you think she says Antor Krieger is actually? So we never get an idea. Does she pull it off? Does she give him
No,
the
'cause
answer, or does
No,
she
there's
say
one.
no?
There's one. There's one.
Oh,
episode
and who was
left.
this supposed to be? Was this supposed to be Lucian?
This is Antor
No,
Krieger.
this is the guy that's going to
Really?
die.
This is
guy
the one that they're
Lucian-
giving up. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the guy that Lucian said he's going to die. We're giving him up to die.
I would give
is
this
it
guy
that-
too.
Did we
but-
see him before?
No, we've never seen him.
Okay, that's
No.
all. I just want to make sure.
No,
I just
oh
thought it
no!
was
So
just
like
a
when he
weird
first
mock-up.
meets Saul Guerrera, when Lucian
Yeah.
first meets Saul Guerrera, he tries to talk Saul into working with this guy, and Saul says,
Yeah,
"That
yeah, no, I
guy's a
remember the
fucking-"
name. Yeah, I remember the
Yeah.
name, but I just want to
Okay.
make sure.
No,
the
we've never seen him
image.
before. No.
I was just taking the images like, hey, we mocked up the story that we heard the guy we saw. It looked like this.
So that's basically story one. Well, we have two more things.
suck it, Cyril.
We
Kyle
got
McLaughlin.
Cyril with the news coming, and I can't wait to see. So then Cyril like steals, the money from mom.
Robbing his
He
mom.
can go
He's a pain in the ass.
to this land, and he's just he's gonna get in the way. Like he's gonna die.
Now listen. There's a couple of you on this show that I've got to call out on this because you were saying some nonsense about Lucian being his uncle. Have we passed that now? Are we
Yes.
past? Okay, good. We're not doing that,
Oh,
that
yeah,
anymore.
Lucian.
Okay. All right.
Okay. It
No,
I
wasn't
still believe
direct
my
no.
theory.
But
Yeah, Lucian's
he's
uncle.
dying, and the ISB woman's gonna kill him. That's my thought next time.
Which theory, Dom? You got 10 theories.
Freaking Luton he has something to do the Jedi or something. He has
I thought he was Fulcrum.
Yeah,
No.
something to do with something.
Luthen? You're talking about Luthen, not Cyril.
Luton. Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
He's some guy
Well,
that's important in some way.
Yeah, at one point you said he was the
He does
uncle of this
something at
guy,
some
though.
point.
Like,
We'll,
so,
we'll
like,
get to Luthen. Luthen's
okay,
last.
yeah,
We'll
keep
talk
going.
about
Keep
Luthen.
going. All right.
But no, like he's gonna die, right? He's dying
I don't
next
know.
episode.
I don't know. I
I think
think
they might sign him
actually,
up.
you
I
know
don't
what?
think he has a big role in anything, but I think
I
they might just
actually,
take
me
him around.
personally, I think it's the opposite. I think Miro's gonna die. I think she's gonna die. He's gonna freaking wind up killing her.
You think he's gonna kill Miro? He's in love with Miro.
He does, but you know what? Some
He's
stalkers,
twisted.
when stalkers were in love with somebody, they kill them.
Way to take it to a dark place, Dom.
I know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's not entirely wrong, but damn.
Hey,
No, I think everything's gonna go sideways. Andor's
I
gonna
don't
come
think he'll do that
and
next
like
season either.
he's
I don't
gonna
think
mess
he's done.
everything up, and she's just gonna go and just kill him because she.
Oh, I don't think he's gonna die till next season either. They haven't given him enough to make him like they can make him his death.
Yeah,
mean
they
something.
spent too
haven't-
much time on him to just have him disappear for no reason.
and they haven't made him enough that everybody wants to kill him yet.
So
I mean,
he's
stealing
gonna
from your
live.
mom is
Is he like-
shitty,
he's gonna
but
live.
like half the degenerates in our chat probably do that. So like, who cares?
Maybe he's like Jon Snow, where they kill him, but not really, and then he comes back. Season 2.
Yeah, they bring him back. They bring him to the mechanized guys to do their DJ.
All right,
thing
let's
and
go.
fix his
But
guts.
he's actually Uncle
Kinda-
Horror.
kinda
He's
exchange.
actually
Put him on
Uncle
back to
Horror.
thing.
So that's
He's
story
fine.
number one. Story number two, I put next is the Andor.
Finally, aliens.
story.
Thank you.
So we got some
Thank you.
aliens.
Oh,
So-
Dom, please stop. Now I know where Dom got. Now I know what he watches and where he got this bullshit about aliens from. Because
What?
I had something that came across my desk as a clickbait thing. I said, wait a minute, isn't that the dumb
No,
shit that fucking
I've
Dom's been
always
saying
said
the
that
whole fucking
before.
time?
He wanted to be
And
butt
the
known.
headline underneath goes very few people, and then I found it back to a fucking Reddit thing
No,
about like
no. Let me
about
tell you
12
something.
weeks ago.
I
What are
said
you
that
talking about, Marco? You're not
The
making
alien
any
thing.
sense.
Listen,
The
I
alien
said
thing,
that
and they
a
said
long
because
time
of
ago.
these two fucks that's just
No.
stop. They said watch this week because of these two things that showed up for 2 seconds and nobody could understand a fucking word that they said.
Let
That
me tell you
satisfied the cry of
Mar-
not asking for aliens. Even
Marco,
though
let me tell you
if you
something.
go back,
I've said that before.
hold on, Dom, I'm not done yet. If you go back and look at the dinner party, if you go back and
Right,
look
it's not over. Hang
at
on.
all the aliens that showed up on the yard while they were doing it. We even got the fucking ape from fucking Planet of the Apes on that, which is actually an alien species. Technically, there's been aliens all spread around this motherfucker that nobody counted.
Hey,
But now this
Anyway,
week-
asked
On
the
the
direct
Senate?
question.
Yeah, don't
that
forget the
everyone wants
Senate.
to know.
all right, there we go. All right, go ahead.
All right. So is this the same one that's in Rogue One? So we see a same character, Sai, whatever his name is.
These are brothers.
I'm reading this.
What?
This is a no. This is a no. But yes to Wayseeker, correct?
I'm not sure, but I was wondering if this is the same character that's in Rogue One. And
Well, what about the AOA?
We know
I
from.
bet you missed AOA is an important question.
No, I think it's a
thing is, we know
That's
that he survives. When Saw dies, he's one of those people that does able to survive. So as a partisan, if it's the same character, so he gets a backstory that Pablo Hidalgo.
Okay, can I ask? Yeah, seriously, ask everybody a question about this. Did anybody first time watching this through understand what the fuck either one of these two was saying, or what Andor
It was
said?
awesome. I like it.
What do you mean you liked it? They fucked the audio up, Dom.
I know, but it was still cool. The aliens. I was like happy the fact that they.
This isn't the. This is literally the 32nd fucking alien in this.
I know this
series.
Listen, I want when you go into start the cantina and you see all those damn alien beings. That's the type of freaking shit I
They
want to
did.
see.
They fucking did it on the fuck yard where they were killing people and things were shooting out there.
What is that?
There was all those people that on the scrap yard. There was like
I
fucking.
remember that part.
There's like 9 fucking, just like the cantina. There's a bunch of fucking aliens spread out around the whole fucking place. They actually did what you're describing in episode fucking 3 of this TV show. Did we not see that when
I
fucking
know.
Planet of the Apes came up and they had the little short guy and they had the mole fan and they had.
But the humans take over more of the population. I want to see more aliens take over the population.
Why?
You couldn't understand what these motherfuckers were saying. I do not want this.
All right, let's move on.
To be
If it wasn't
clear to Dom's point,
Luke,
the reason
Leia, and Han, would you have been happier? Hey, it's Lando, Num Num, and just Chewie running around the whole time.
Yeah, no fucking way. No fucking way.
I do want to be clear to Dom's point of the fact that the reason you don't see that is costs.
Yeah, I
A
know.
lot of
Not
times,
just
like,
that.
this is
it's
expensive
not just
shit
that,
to
not
do.
just that. Like you can't do it.
But
'cause
I know
people
it is that to
They can't relate to it.
the most part. I mean, you could have the alien speak basic if you wanted.
Yeah,
Well, this one did
Favreau
speak
did.
It's not
basic.
that hard, but
No. During this,
But there's a reason why in another sci-fi show, like the aliens were just like people with wrinkled foreheads or pointy ears. Like it costs, it's expensive to build
what show
prosthetic
fuck would do some dumb shit
costumes
like
like this.
I don't want to know
Yeah.
the answer to that question, Wookie. I don't want to know.
that?
It's
That's
just a belly.
It's a belly.
It's belly.
The butt belly.
No, but Dom said he wanted the cantina scene. You got that in episode 3. This was poorly done. My only problem with this one is I had a problem. I had to re-listen to this 3 times and then turn on the subtext to understand. This one spoke in basics, and Andor spoke in basic. I couldn't understand what the fuck they were saying.
But Andor couldn't either. That wasn't just you. It was intentional. Andor couldn't.
I couldn't understand what Andor said.
I couldn't understand what Andor was saying, but yeah.
Say what? What's
So
starting?
this
I
is
get,
where
I get
Andor.
fined every time I say that word, John Sanders.
A good shot of Andor in that
Marco
stuff.
finds us.
Zaggy, they're not boobies. They're his belly. It's a him, anyways.
Belly.
All right, Don. Where have we seen this ship before?
Oh, this ship was from. This was blown up in the Force Awakens.
Yeah, this is the one that gets blown up when they're running, right?
When they run to the Millennium Falcon afterwards. Yeah.
Yep. So some nice Easter egg
In the
there.
scrapyard for what's the name? Yep.
Yeah, so you do have a plot reference, but not the one with same species. So this is what they take to get out. So I put that one in there for Dom. Some Easter eggs. Here's another Easter egg.
Hey, another alien.
There's another alien, but where have we seen this species before?
Ooh, that's
It is a jumper.
Ooh. Wait.
From Rogue One.
Rogue One, yes. Yeah.
Is that a hello nasty?
This is the same
Rogue
species
One.
that's
Okay.
Jen Erso's cellmate from Rogue One.
All right, let me ask you a question now. Now, how long was Andor in prison for?
Not even a couple years.
No, same year. So a month, maybe.
Yeah, a month.
A month?
To get back here? Are you asking how long it took back here? It's probably
Yeah,
about-
when he
No,
got
it's
back
been
to
more
the
than a
whole-
month because he
it's
he
60
learned the
days.
rules after a month. Like after they
Yeah.
jumped ahead.
Yeah, so
I think
2
it was
months.
3 or 4
Maybe a
months.
year? Almost a year?
2 months.
no, not
2 months.
not
I
I
quite a
wouldn't
year.
say a year, but I'd
It was
say
a
a couple of
couple
months.
Okay,
a couple months.
so now I work in a hotel. You don't think they freaking
60
look at my
days
goddamn
in.
hotel?
What?
The money he left behind.
They didn't
His
check above
credits.
the light.
He was above the shower thing, but yeah.
Yeah, come on, but you don't think anybody would have checked? Come on.
Well, hey, dude, it's Star Wars. And number 2, if you do that, then the fucking story ends. So he needs the credits to get out of there.
He needs to get the recording.
Because I freaking check when I go into rooms, I check behind the safe because some people put stuff behind the safe sometimes. Gotta.
That's a tip for all you hotel robbers. That's
There you go.
Don't put anything behind the safe in my
He has
hotel room.
problems with aliens that showed up through this whole TV show, and then he has safe tips on.
So
how
you're
to-
telling me I shouldn't put my
Obviously.
wallet in my shoe at the shore either? Then
I don't know.
This was, I think this was a little bit. This part I didn't really like that he kept saying his name and back and forth and like.
Yeah.
This
No,
is
it's just a little.
I mean, you're going a little bit far out there. You didn't have to do this.
No, yeah, I agree. You got this guy coming back. You got Andor here. Just complete shock. And then we get, the Rogue One ending replay
Rogue,
here.
Yeah.
No,
Go
that's
do
pretty
yours
cool.
on the
Matt,
beach.
and go do mine. Yep.
I like when he looks into the ocean. That reminiscent of his demise.
Yep.
When he's looking at the ocean, the sunrise.
That's
Yep.
what he just said. That's what we say here was just
It's
saying.
it's well done. I think that's well
Yes.
done. It adds to that. But this was I put this storyline second because this wasn't the most important storyline of this episode. The most
I thought this
important
episode was
storyline.
really awesome.
What?
I thought this episode was really awesome.
Yeah,
man.
it was great.
This.
I've thoroughly enjoyed this whole series. I think it's continuing to be great.
Yep. So then we get the most important one, and you get it kicked off.
Wait,
with-
she's supposed to be a Sith too, though, right?
she is the Sith according to Dom. Yep.
She is the Sith. You know what? Look.
Well, no.
Okay, you're right. You know what? I believe she's a Sith. There you go.
You think so?
I still think so. I think there's something about her.
Or Kira?
That-
I think there's something about her.
No,
I love it. No, go ahead. Go. I want to hear this one.
No, because in every Star Wars there has to be some kind of everything. There's been lightsabers. There's been there's always been something that led to a Sith or a Jedi. Even the most grounded stuff. It gotta one of the. It's not obvious,
most
but
grounded stuff. What grounded stuff have we gotten before now?
Yeah, caravan of fucking whatever. No, that shit is fucking Ewoks. I guess that didn't have. Actually, didn't have lightsabers
you
in
would
it.
think that even though this is a grounded show, there's something in this show that's going to happen.
There's
Jedi,
lots
did you
of
like
stuff
the
on this show that's going to happen. I just don't think it's going to be Jedi. But Dom, you're not wrong. Like in the sense of when we were behind this talking this week, like Jedi and Sith are what have made Star Wars. But what I think is interesting about the show is they're trying to say, is there a world of Star Wars that doesn't need that?
I hope so.
Yeah,
but it would it'd be awesome.
To a degree, they've already proven that, though, right? I mean, yes, in Mandalorian, you eventually included it, but in season 1, there were no Jedi, there were no Sith.
but you had Grogu, who's
talked
using the
about
Force
Grogu.
from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Well, Rogue One,
Yeah.
they talked about Obi-Wan. Like they briefly talked about that. Mom Aphra told.
Yeah, but it really wasn't
Bail
until the
about-
end,
and
the
then you see
last scene
Vader.
where you get Vader coming in at the end.
Solo was grounded, and you had a Darth Maul at the end. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
And,
Yeah.
Just a hologram.
I know. I hear you. I just hope that this doesn't.
But you're saying like a whole character. How are they going to do a character arc on a woman who? Yeah, I don't understand that. I hope it doesn't too. I think there's a big hope from a lot of Star Wars fans that we can at least have more content that, like, at this point, this show has been very well written and done. I don't see how interjecting a lightsaber to it is going to make it any more quality than it is.
the
We
familiarity.
can get to the thing that in a little bit. We'll get to the point where people say there is a lightsaber in it. So we'll get there.
Yeah, but apart from that, I mean, think about some of the most popular characters in Star Wars are not Jedi or Sith.
One of the
They're
best characters
smugglers
ever. Han
and
Solo.
bounty hunters.
Yep.
I know.
One of your favorites is not a Sith and he's
Scoundrels.
not a
I
Jedi.
know, but I'm just saying. But
Scoundrels have always been.
like you're trying to get away from certain things. You're doing stuff that's grounded, and the most grounded show. So the most grounded movie
You keep
was
saying
Solo.
grounded. It has nothing to do with being grounded. It just doesn't have the Force in it.
I know.
What's grounded mean? They're in the
They're still
sky all the
flying around
fucking
in
time.
space. We're still talking
I
about
know,
space
but there's
planets with
space
You
aliens.
got
Aliens.
tons of
Aliens.
fucking aliens.
But if you saw, like I'm saying that,
Like Wayseeker said, though, you have to keep in mind though that they're intentionally trying to do something different with this show.
yeah, they are.
It's not. It's not unintentional that they haven't included them so far. I
And
think
that's
it's
why I'm
intentional.
glad.
that they
'Cause
haven't.
I think there is more to this universe than Jedi and Sith.
Yeah.
The Skywalker.
Oh, I agree. I mean, they've tried it before, but this is one that's actually successful. It's successful. In
Well,
other...
we're hoping.
Well, I mean, it's successful from the point of view of watching it. I'm very
Yeah,
faithful.
Don't Game of Thrones it
enjoying
us.
but they're not going to keep
Oh,
making me
yeah.
more if other people.
Yeah, they
don't
could.
watch it.
They could Game of Thrones it. You're right. All right, go ahead.
Yep. So we're getting this storyline here with Vel and Mon Mothma, and I've enjoyed the Mon Mothma story. I think he's done a really good job of drawing into seeing how this character is just her life is just completely imploding because of her commitment,
Yep.
and that's just was I think a neat way of approaching Mon Mothma. And so here you see it's all parts of her life continue to implode, and most likely, I mean, it's her daughter. Like, man.
To be honestly, rat that little daughter out, sell her off to the highest bidder. Fuck her.
I think she's gonna. I think she's
Well,
going
she's-
to.
She's gonna give him to this guy so he can marry her off.
No,
with her.
she's not because.
Do you think that'll be
What
her
happened to her?
sacrifice of season 1? Was basically her daughter,
I think it will be.
because we know she doesn't die. We know she doesn't die, obviously, or nothing.
No,
really,
but when she says,
but there's
no,
got to
when
be
she
something
says-
that.
Yeah, when she says no, I'm not gonna give you my daughter. That's the sacrifice.
But
Even
she's
though she
talking
should-
about with Vel, like
with
it
his
is
rat
still
kid.
on the table. She's wrestling with it, and I think Vel's kind of like, you got to do what you got to do. You can't get caught, and if that means sacrificing your daughter, you sacrifice your daughter.
But at the same time, you got to look at it as like, is she sacrificing her daughter if her daughter believes in this stuff and is into this?
Yeah, her daughter
crazy-ass
believes in all this
religion
shit.
of her,
and so does the
planet.
husband. So,
Oh, her husband didn't believe it. That's what she said. She said Perrin is pretty advanced for this stuff, but
well, he does believe it to sell it so that he could get more money or gamble more. We know that.
well, he
Yeah.
he has his own issues, but he doesn't have this one. Yeah, man. I would not want to be her parent. And then you have the long conversation between the two where it just captures, the trauma that she's facing and the worry. Like,
I don't know.
she has aged so much in this show with her face.
Okay,
What is a Sith?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you get those.
I kind of done with her story. to be
she's
honest.
the acolyte.
I
don't
like
really
the story. I'm all in on Mon Mothma. They've
Yeah,
done it
of
really
course you
well.
are.
It's not
It's
the main
terrible.
story,
It's the
but like
worst
they've
story,
really
of
made
course.
it interesting to me. So here you go.
Really? Okay.
You just don't like any women. In Star
That's
Wars.
not true. I think this
So,
is
like-
part's stupid.
Listen,
There's not one woman in Star Wars. You're like, yeah, let's.
If
I
there's
said I
any
did
character-
bricks. I want bricks to stab the lead. I love bricks. I
Yeah,
think
he
she's
wants
great.
to just stab
character
people with
Yeah.
his boots.
in Andor that I like,
Love Leia. Fucking love Leia.
Luthen, man, this guy is the best. I'm telling you, man.
There you go,
I
Dom. People saying that he has a lightsaber there.
Except John. John says it's just a stun stick. I say it's one. Isn't it like
It's a
extendable?
It's a pepper mill.
Jedi pepper.
He's gonna make a
He's
Caesar
looking at a
salad right
telescope,
at the
maybe?
table.
Make a nice salad, right?
It's
Arr.
his,
Jedi
it's his,
salad?
it's his
Van
cane,
Halen.
right?
I don't know.
What's
I
that?
think it's the cane or whatever.
Yeah, I thought it's like an extendable like staff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
It
looks
is.
wood.
It's like a weapon.
Walking
It looks like
stick.
a baton.
No, but
didn't-
isn't that part of his disguise?
Yeah, well,
Like
that's
when he
his
turns
cane.
into rich kid, that's part of his disguise, right?
I know, but you see, he has a cane in the beginning. People, were saying that it's a lightsaber hilt that he's walking with a cane. So
I mean,
You
Maul
wouldn't
kind of
people-
had like that thing. So I mean,
Okay,
Yeah.
we've already had this explained to us though in the show. He has two different personalities. This personality and the personality of the cane thing, and like
of the
Probably
freaking,
other
the
ones.
dealer, the art dealer, the freaking
Well, he
artifact
has his
dealer.
front and he has his.
so you get this great scene. It's just like another 10-minute monologue
Yeah.
between the two. Where
It's
like,
good though.
It was good. Yeah.
it was. I always like these. The
Yeah.
Saul,
Where he-
the Saul
You put it
Luthen
on me
scenes
to
are
decide.
phenomenal.
What?
The Saul Luthen scenes are phenomenal. They're really good.
I mean,
I like-
Luthen steals the show. Like Luthen is what brings the show and makes it what it is.
I like the
his
fact-
dialogues with everybody in this
He's
show
good.
have just taken the show up, and so you definitely get that here too. Where like he's like, "So I didn't want to tell you, but I have to. Like you make this choice. I'm giving
Yeah,
it
it's up to
you."
you.
And he goes through everything like, oh man, you got a traitor here. You got somebody here on spying on me. And he's like, yeah, I got 2 tubes.
And he's like, what? What is this? It's awesome.
Yeah,
like
that
how
was
he
what
just did that.
Who is it? Who is it?
Who is it?
He goes,
Who is it?
tubes.
2 tubes. He actually calls them tubes.
Tubes.
Yeah, but it wasn't right. He was just messing with
No,
him.
yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah, but
definitely
if you come
I
closer,
definitely
he
think
can
he's
take his
messing with
gun.
him. I definitely
No, I
think
mean,
he
but
is.
that's brilliant because he's playing
Yeah.
up the paranoia. Because then you're like, wait, is it or isn't it? Because he wouldn't, because like I wouldn't know. Like that was really good. That
It was. It was
He had
well
he
played.
had him believing his men were traitors and against it. It was like, oh, cool. The way it was, the way it
'Cause
happened.
he probably
He
does
was
have
2
somebody
tubes.
there.
No, 2
but it's
tubes is
not
like,
tubes.
what the hell?
It's probably
I
that
don't think
woman in
he
the background
does.
or somebody else. But yeah, it's
Yeah,
definitely
maybe.
not tubes. But now you can't trust anybody. So that's great.
Which also gives to the paranoia later in Rogue One that you see through Saw, right? Like this is part of developing Saw's character also too, like all the things that happened to him, all the trauma, and this part too, where the guy that's supposed to be on his side is just like, I've got people spying on you, so like that's where you start bringing in a character that sucks people's brains out, I
I
guess.
actually wish they would make a Funko Pop of 2 tubes and a figure.
Why?
Why? I like his character, man. I wish they would make a 6-inch figure. Pretty
Which
cool.
one of him or his brother?
By the way, he's also in Aliens, but showed up like 3 times in
Yes.
this fucking thing.
Yeah, you gotta do. If you do one, you gotta do both.
More
right?
aliens. More aliens.
It's the
Aliens.
same aliens.
He even pulls a gun on him. It's just like.
It was kind of funny. He walked in, he had the gun, but the other guy took the lights at the hilt.
He didn't have the gun. He pulled
He
tubes.
took the gun from
Two
tubes.
tubes, yeah.
Oh, Tubesy's gun.
Yeah,
Tubes
Tubes
came in.
Gun.
What?
He's like,
Right.
comes over. Yeah, it wasn't me. He's distracted. He's like, I'll get your gun. He's like, you got
He got
listen to me.
bootlegged.
Just got it. He just has complete control at all times. You know,
Yep.
it's just great.
He's so cool.
Really
as a
good job.
character, so calm, like he's doing his thing. You know, I don't know. There's something up. We'll find out. Maybe.
Word salad.
Yeah. So we got then, you know, as they leave, he's like, oh, we got to get to this other piece. She's trying to talk out of saying, no, you can't go get Andor. It's like, what? We need to. We got to go figure out what's going on there. It's like too many players on the ground. And then in the middle, it gets cut off because we get a specific ship, another long
This is
loaded.
cool. Yeah.
This is the ship that was supposed to be in A New Hope. This is the class
Yeah.
that never made it in.
Yeah.
This has got to be one of the best scenes.
Yeah.
What,
It has to be.
well, boy, we need to practice. Well, boredom anyway.
Yep. You get the tractor in, you get these raised up,
These were cool.
just destroys it. It was so cool how it done with how he waited. You know, he knew exactly what to do to get out of the tractor beam.
You know, he had all the codes and stuff like that. You know, just the Imperial's face. That's all. I said it all. Someone's dying. Someone's getting killed.
Why
Yep.
did they send a bomber out after him though?
I didn't understand the bomber at
Yeah,
all.
I don't get the bomber.
I didn't get that. So he just like takes care of 2 of these like they're nothing with his gun,
Yeah.
which is just totally awesome too. About
That's how they always run. They're one
destroys
bomber.
them.
two
And then you see these things coming out, and boom, like Freemaker
That-
style.
Awesome.
Just has these lasers. I don't know what it's called. That
You
comes
thought
out.
this was awesome, huh? Okay.
Awesome.
I like
Probably the
So
this is
Tom
probably
Lasers.
the worst fucking part of it. This is corny as shit.
Peacemaker.
The other shit was so good. This
Come
is
on.
exactly like the
Why
Freeman.
was
This
it
is like some
bad?
kiddie Lego
This was
cartoon. You're like,
badass,
what
man.
the fuck?
Bad fucking ass, man. This was. I'm sorry, I had a curse there, but damn, it was.
No. Why is this badass?
Oh,
Don
they know you
disagrees,
curse all the
Marco.
time. That just-
They literally, you do know, like, yeah, okay. Why is this? No, I'd like to know why this is badass though.
See, the alien agrees.
I think it was cool. I liked
That
it.
shit was dope.
It was
just
cool,
gets
but
the
you got to
movie.
wonder why. You got to wonder why that laser package hasn't been installed on
That's
every
where I'm
X-Wing.
going with it. Like, where
Ever.
the fuck has this thing been forever or
Yo, but listen,
ever?
you gotta
or
find
ever?
out. He's got his ship all friggin' souped up, man.
What is that? What did you just say that
I don't know.
didn't mean anything? What did you just say? Like,
I
what
got
does that
his-
mean?
He
Dom?
tricked
He's
out
got
his
a-
ship.
He's
But he's
got
going
a
to
ship.
put it on everybody.
His ship is made for friggin' shit like this.
dude. Yeah.
Maybe
so
John
here-
Sanders is right. It's a light, like remember Visions, the lightsaber where he cuts
Yeah.
the Star Destroyer in half while he's standing on it. Maybe that's what it is.
Oh,
This is
God.
like this is like a Max Brooks movie at this fucking point. Like, what the fuck? Like, are we gonna have a huge
Who
vacuum?
the hell's
too?
Max Brooks? You mean
Or-
Mel?
Mel Brooks. Sorry.
Mel Brooks.
Yeah. The bootleg cousin of Mel Brooks. No, but I mean, like,
Mills bootleg.
Max.
but this is my point with it being is like where, like Jedi said, where's this been then? And like even if you say Dom, well, he's got whatever that was, I think you're trying to say that he has it on a ship, and our point is, yeah, so somebody built this ship, so they have whatever
It's like
technology
that.
this shit is.
Yeah, but
Which is
just because
just-
you have the
I'm not saying that
technology doesn't
uses-
mean you can mass produce it and put it on every ship. I mean, they were working with a lot of leftovers and whatever the hell they could find.
No,
Yeah.
anybody could. What I'm saying is anybody could put it on their ship. Like,
But he's got so much money. I don't
Well,
think
what
anybody can do it. He's got tons and tons of money. and like
fair.
my Mothma's been giving him like
Yeah.
100,000 of credits every month, and so now we like know where the money's
Well,
going.
and, like,
Yeah, step one was
to
I'm
Dom's
hooking
point,
that shit
though-
up first.
To Dom's point, this is part of what makes Star Wars fun. Sometimes is the weird experiment. Like, remember the lightsaber rifle?
Yep.
That what Jocasta Nu used or whatever.
Costa
You're-
Nu,
like,
which
that
I
is the
also
dumbest
think is
concept
fucking
ever.
ridiculous
But it
as
was-
shit. Which
It
I also
was
love.
ridiculous, but it
I
was
mean,
still
it's
cool.
ridiculous as shit.
It was.
Yeah,
what
yeah.
about Ezra's lightsaber? He had the pistol saber thing.
He
too.
did. He did.
Yeah.
We're gonna
What's
see
that?
we're gonna see a lightsaber boomerang pretty soon.
No,
Well,
I see. I don't take it like that. I take it like these were the lights like they used. On
You
like,
saw a
the Death
whip
Star.
already.
Yeah,
You might see some interesting weapons in
Yeah.
with from
Mongol
Tayoric.
only pawn.
I think this is like these were
Next
more like
this week.
like the Death Star type
This week.
thing that was going on. Yeah. But go ahead. All right.
I liked it. I thought this was cool. And this is Star Wars. This is what Star Wars is. Star Wars is this crazy shit.
Oh yeah, he's not.
And
He's
this
not.
is-
He's not a
yeah.
Jedi anymore. He's a Sith now because this is lightsabers,
Hey.
out of red lightsabers.
Maybe it's
All right.
maybe it's an experimental weapon you only fire one time. That's why it's
We
not used
also
very
saw
often.
this in the preview, so I think maybe
You don't
that's
fucking
a
know.
shine off. Of
Yeah,
it.
well,
Listen,
yeah,
they
even the
come out
armor,
with-
you can only make a certain amount of his little birdie things, right? Like
Which
They
she
should
still
make a
shoots
vintage-
all over.
A
unstoppable
vintage ship
weapon.
of this. Make a ship, vintage figures.
Huh?
But there's definitely going to be a Lego ship for that. There's
Probably.
no doubt. Like that's going to be a
Yeah,
Lego.
that's
ship.
a Lego ship for sure.
I just love his face.
I know, me too.
He's
like,
done.
what
Someone's
just
done.
happened?
Yeah, Legos, the Star Wars Legos are starting to get really expensive.
Yeah.
Very expensive.
Like the prices are going up and the pieces are getting less. Like
Yeah.
they're getting you from both ways.
Yeah.
Whoever's Yoda, whoever's Yoda's gardener, that actually you finally hit one. Somebody hit the bell. All right, that was good. Yeah, I mean it was once again good. I don't understand. Like it's cool to have this little technology. I guess I would have been more excited if we didn't see it in the preview, right? Like if we didn't see that ship do that in the preview with the spin around thing, I think maybe I would have been more like
I don't watch
this
previews.
is stupidly ridiculous, just like the gun. Like, oh, this is ridiculous as shit, but like, yeah, it's funny. So
I don't watch previews.
Ruben with the last Starfighter reference.
all right.
Yeah, we got one episode left, and it's
We
all
have one episode left, and we've
That's
got a lot to do because there's a Jedi Sith that's flying around in a Jedi Sith craft. There's
Well,
Sith all
that is
over
an
the
honest
place.
question.
Boba
Though.
Fett still has
How-
to show up in the next episode.
It is an honest question, though. How much of this do you think they wrap up neatly in a bow, and how much of it do they leave? Because you already got a greenlit season 2, so how much of it do they leave for that?
It's going to be 54 minutes, though. It should be a.
Well, what do you expect them to wrap up? I don't expect them to wrap up shit apart from maybe Andor's going to join up. Like that's it.
Well, they're having the riot. Well, they're going to get bricks out.
Well, there's a
they're having
time
the
jump,
riot.
though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
time
time
jumps.
jumping.
As far as we
Time
know,
jumping.
there's a time jump to season 2, so they got to do something.
Yeah,
That's what I mean. So you said you preface it to say, all right, Andor's finally going to join up with the rebellion, and then they can tell whatever rebellion stories they want after that.
what was the after credit rumors for last episode?
We talked about that in the news, where it's going to be. There is an after credit scene. The
Oh,
rumors
tell about
are
the-
it's going to
but
be
we're
whatever
not
they
gonna
were
tell what that
building.
is. All right, yeah. What they're
We're not
actually
going to say
building.
what we
That's
think
cool.
they're building or what we've heard, but there is going to be an after credit scene, most likely.
I
That's
didn't hear
cool.
anything. I just have my own personal guess. Which,
But I mean, everything on Ferrix has to get wrapped up. Like we're not going to go back to that planet.
Well, no, we know that because they showed us a bunch of screenshots from that in the previews already. Unless they're cutting all that, then
No, I mean, but it's got to get wrapped up. That's what I said. There's not going to
They
be
still
anything
have to have the
further that
movie,
happens on Ferrix in season 2.
When they have the
Nick's
guys in
gonna have
riot
to
gear.
get-
Right?
What?
They still have to have the episode of the guys in riot gear. And they have the whole town.
that's unfair. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, that should be the ending.
That's what.
Right? No, I'm just
And
saying.
they'll get Andor out. I think they're going to get Bix out,
Mhm.
and
Yeah, Andor and Bix has to get out. Andor and
something
Bix
along
have to
those
get out.
lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where that's gonna. And
So
that
who
one
dies?
up.
Who do you think is gonna die next episode?
The planet. They're gonna blow it up with the fucking Star Destroyer, just like Jedha.
No. I don't think
No,
so.
the Sith lady's gonna come out and start killing people.
Cyril's
Luthen's-
dying. That's my guess.
And
Cyril's
Luthen's
dying.
gonna take out his staff and turn it into a
I
lightsaber.
think Miro's gonna die. I think Cyril's gonna kill her.
All right, here's another theory that people have on Reddit for you, Dom, which I don't buy, but you might be interested. B2 Emo becomes K2SO. They upload
No.
I
B2
think
Emo
they-
into K2.
I think
No.
that does happen.
That would be
No,
stupid.
they have
as
completely
shit.
No, I
different
don't see that
personalities.
happen.
How does
They
that
don't have-
happen?
Close to the same personality.
Yeah, completely different personalities.
Like,
I
don't
predict it'll
see-
be awesome too. It'll be cool, unless if they do a bunch of stuff Dom's talking about. No, it won't be awesome. Like dude,
Yeah, that don't make any
'cause-
sense. Like K2SO is like
I
he doesn't
agree.
want to do any of this shit because
In
he
fact,
is
if they do
Imperial.
that, I'm going to be pissed because I
Yeah.
think that's stupid.
that's really stupid. That's dumb. Not this. It's dumb. Dom, you cheer. It does dumbfound me. I do not understand this group of Star Wars fan that cheers for whatever rumor is written down on Reddit
No, but
over
you see,
like
I
action.
don't. You know,
No, Dom. It is because the more aliens thing has been a Reddit thing for a
No,
little bit.
I
right?
said that from watching it. I'm the one that said it before. Look, I said something.
Dom, it's been at the,
No,
yeah.
I've been
it's a
saying
Reddit-
some things, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, they have a video on it.
No,
I'm not kidding.
because all that videos come off Ask Wayseeker. It comes off of Reddit. Those all come off of Reddit. You
But
see it
I've
off of
said
Reddit.
things. If you go back to episodes, I've said things, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, there's something brand new video that somebody's talking about. So I've said
I
a
think it
couple of
works out
things.
with you, Dom. I agree with you. I think you've been saying the alien thing for a long time. I think
Yeah,
that
it
one-
has, but I went back to go research the alien thing, and it's been a long time since that has been a thing.
regardless.
But still,
Either way, I
hope-
don't.
I hope the B2 Emo thing isn't.
But
I
just
like
the B2 emo thing, just that, like it's no. What I'm saying though is like all those things, like the Luthen being a Jedi, the one girl being a Sith or a bounty hunter, Ruben with some of the stuff that he was saying, like all of it, I get it, but like I don't understand why a good storyline, because if you do the B2 thing to make him K2SO, think about that. Like that's not good. Like this show has been so good. The one thing I've said about the show since the get, even when people were saying like it was extended or whatever they were saying, or like it's a good show. It's written well. It's acted very well. We hear that more going on now. This is what I'd like to see for the future of Star Wars. If you do that B2 thing, or if you cheaply do a Sith or a Jedi for no reason, that cheapens this show. Correct? Can we agree on that?
I agree because it's the same thing as putting L3 into the goddamn Millennium Falcon. Because
I was about to say that.
Yeah,
Right.
that, to me, I don't like that. There's no need to do that.
I know, but you see, this is the thing: the way stories go. Some of these stories are predictable to a certain extent. You know, if you look at a lot of the stories,
Well, it's not it's because most of the stories are cliches. That's the whole basis of what the original stories were. It's mostly cliches of
It's
the
like
princess in
George
the
Lucas
castle
says,
that needs
poetry
to
in
be
motion.
saved, and like it's not original. I get that, but making that droid into the other droid, it literally makes no sense. And if they do it, I would be angry.
Yeah, I mean, like that's the point. Is like I think Jedi, right? Like Jedi wasn't a big fan of this. Jedi, you weren't a big fan of the show coming out, were you? Like at the beginning of the show, if I recall correctly. Am I incorrect with that statement?
I think it started off slow, but I mean, I never hated it. I just like I think I said before, I had to acclimate to it, to the tempo of it, and I had to change my expectations maybe a little bit. But no, I've never hated it. I just think it's just, I mean, I tease it, but I tease about it. But I've never hated it. It's just the tempo wasn't what I expected. It was slow out of the gate, but I've enjoyed it.
And overall, I mean, like that's what I'm saying is like when you see it and you see something a little bit different, and I think that gave some pause to some of the people, some of the Star Wars fans was like, this is different, and sometimes the feeling's not the same, but like how they've I guess sped up the tempo or whatever they've done, the writing throughout has been pretty darn good, and it shows us a different way. And I think a lot of us do have hope that this is something to add on to the, like, I'm not saying I don't want to see Sith and Jedi, because I get excited about that shit too. I'm just saying like this is an add-on where we get expansion.
Yeah, I want to see this be separate from that because it doesn't need it. Yeah. I think that's one of the things. As much as I enjoyed Mandalorian, I think one of the things they leaned on too much, especially in season 2, is like, well, what can we give them? Well, we'll give them Ahsoka in one episode. Hey, let's give them Luke in another episode. Let's give them the Darksaber. It's like they were just too busy.
Arguably, season 2 wasn't.
What we have is, and I mean,
lazy.
people are probably not going to appreciate it because you have that. Like I said before, you have this sector of the fan base that's always going to want Jedi and they're always going to want Sith. Mm-hmm. But the big bad in Andor is the ISB. It's not going to be the Sith. It's ISB is the big bad.
And I think that's the good thing because they actually in this show made the Empire actually seem like a threat. Like I would be fearful if I lived in this universe of the Empire, as opposed to them just being some goofs who run into walls and can't hit shit because Jedis are superpowered and over and greater than that.
Well, which I think after the book that we just reviewed too, Battlefront 2. Like, guess how many Jedi and Sith were in Battlefront 2? Like, this is something that they have had in the novels for a very long time, and a lot of Star Wars fans are very familiar with this style of storytelling. And it's worked well, as a matter of fact. So I think
I've never read many of the novels. It's just I don't have the time.
Yeah, I understand that. But what I'm saying is, so then when we hear
and I get it. I mean, then I should that's a good.
When you hear people always like, oh, well, this, that, and the other thing, and you're like, oh, okay, but why? Like, it doesn't. I rather have good storytelling because that's what Star Wars is always kind of been about for me. So
the way I look at things, sometimes I might not be on the same page as everybody else when it comes to certain things, and I watch the shows and I'm expecting certain things. Me personally, if Andor ends the way it's ending and the way it's going, I'm gonna love it no matter what.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt that.
But in my view of the way the movies and everything has gone, it's been a cycle. Everything's been a cycle, and everything that we see, there's something here, there's something there, and I wouldn't be surprised if somebody turns out to be Jedi or Sith or something in Andor.
Look, that's not what
your
I'm saying.
Expectation is real, Dom, and I think this is where a lot of
think that is too, but that's not where I'm going with this. Like, I think there's a certain sect of Star Wars fans that like they get more excited about the rumors.
Yeah,
we've seen you before. When 1 out of fucking 100 hit, you get extremely excited about it. And like, I just don't understand. I'm not saying it's wrong. I just don't understand that value. But sorry,
a lot of the rumors are better than the actual friggin' product they put out.
Those two that you just mentioned would not be though. BT would not be a better, and neither would.
Well, I heard, like I said, I did hear about the BT2 one. That was going on, prior when BT2.
Lopez.
But yeah, like I said, regardless of fact, Luthen is probably just a great smuggler. He has a great thing what he's doing, and he's
he has a backstory. I don't know what his backstory is.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Jedi.
I'd like to hear his backstory too.
He's got a backstory that would be fascinating to explore at some point.
All right. Yeah, I don't want to keep us going. I don't want to keep us going all night because I got to go to work in the morning. But at the same time, why do we have to guess and look forward to where things are going?
I don't.
Why can't we just watch what they're giving us for what it is? Like, why do
I guess
we
that's a
need to
better
worry
question.
about what's going to happen 3 years from now?
Right.
That spoils to me. That spoils things. I already know enough about comics history and what happens in the comics. I'm going like beyond Star Wars. I'm going into Marvel, everything. Like, why do we need to look so far ahead and speculate and hope and rumor monger about everything that could happen? Can't we just enjoy what we have? That's the.
I agree with everything. I
don't even watch
everything you just
I don't even watch the goddamn preview for next week's episode because I don't want to know. I'm already going to watch it. Why do I need to watch a tidbit now?
Listen, I didn't watch any preview.
Well, hold on, Jedi. Go ahead. Jedi was saying, I agree with. Go ahead, Jedi.
Well, I mean, I agree with everything Pete's saying, but the answer, I think, to the question why is because clickbait. There's going to be people that they need clickbait. They need content for their shows. That's what these rumors are feeding, or a lot of times created.
I get
is
what Jedi. My point is, if people didn't look for that, those shows wouldn't have a show because people wouldn't watch it. What I'm saying is, as a viewer, why are you looking for that?
I mean, I don't.
don't.
Because
With
there's
you,
so
I
many.
don't.
You're fulfilling
That's
your
why
role.
I'm not. I guess that's why I'm not
I mean-
a. I'm not a good YouTube content creator, is because I don't look for that stuff. I'm like you. I'll let it come to me. I'll watch
Yeah,
the
I don't-
show and then I'll talk about it.
Well,
I'm
we
not
don't
going to
do
try
that
and
even
guess
here.
what's
Like,
going on.
I think we have a decent show, but we don't.
Yeah.
We don't do
We
that.
purposely don't. Like I've made it. If you know the behind the scenes, I say we don't do that here.
Oh,
And
you
it
be
would
quiet,
be easier,
Hartman.
and we could get a lot more views if we did that type of stuff. But we don't do it because, well, one, I don't like it. Like I've said it before, I don't like that type of stuff. So,
But a lot of people, I mean, this is
Why
book
is everybody
readers
voting
too. A
Pete?
lot of book readers want to read the end of the book before they read the whole book. And
ooh,
I don't like that. I don't want to
Yeah,
do that. But there are a
that's
lot of people out there that want to know the end and then they want
Yeah,
to
they
see
read
how
the
it
back
ends
page
there.
first. Like, I don't.
see, I don't. You're saying
Whatever.
Star Wars fans. I don't think there's a lot of Star Wars fans that do that. I mean, when you see most of those people that are doing it, it just seems like their world, no matter what, they're the same people that did the Game of Thrones stuff. They're the same people that would do the Walking Dead. You know, they're not like, it's a
Like
weird
Jedi said,
realm.
they just want to get you to click and watch their
Yeah,
things.
or they want to be on Reddit and say like these are the endings. Like their whole thing is to try to get one out of a million things right. It doesn't matter what genre. It doesn't matter that Star Wars. It doesn't. It could be Doom for all we care. But like it's just a weird mindset. Like same thing Wayseeker said. Like I've never looked at the end of a book to like that seems like a fucking wait. Why would you read the book after you already know the ending?
But people do. Lots of people do.
No,
I'm saying
no.
They
Yeah,
do.
No,
right,
he's right.
right.
They do
They do.
because they want to make
I
sure
don't
that
know why they
everybody
do it, but
ends
they
the way they
do.
want.
Me and my wife. Here's an example. I mean, me and my
I'm
wife
dumbfounded.
is one of those people. My wife is one of those people that can't wait. So we will be watching a series, whatever, and she will be on her phone, or as I'm trying to watch it episode by episode. She's on her phone trying to read and find out what's happening all the way down towards the end of the series. And I'm like, why are we watching this? Why are we doing this? But it's just her personality, I guess. I can't explain it. It doesn't make
It seems
sense
like
to
an
me.
enormous
she does
waste of
that.
time.
But
Yeah.
you see,
Yeah, I don't
Jedi,
understand it either. But
my wife too. My wife
I
watches
don't think she's any
spoilers.
different than a lot of
She
other
don't
people.
care about the spoilers. She'll watch the spoilers shows, stuff like that, and then watch the show.
Oh, don't
She-
get me wrong.
she-
I'll watch a
She'll know
spoiler
all the
show
about
on
the
this,
show
that, and the other,
and
but
all
it's
the
usually
spoilers
because
down
I
the
don't
road, but-
care.
and then watch the show on top of that. And it's
I don't
like,
think.
but you're rooting it for yourself. She doesn't care. She's like, I'm still gonna watch the show.
How
I'm
do
not
you
gonna
not
see
know
it.
what you're getting for Christmas, Yoda's Gardner? You guys live in weird worlds. You guys waste a shit ton of time. First off, what grown ass person doesn't know what the fuck they're getting for Christmas? Come on, dude. It ain't that hard. You kind of know what you're getting. You have to know what you're getting. Especially, it's not like you just met these motherfuckers. It's not like you're playing White Elephant with a bunch of motherfuckers. You know all. I hope as an adult you're not just randomly switching fucking gifts and having. I mean, maybe that's good. You should have random ass people.
Oh
over
shit,
Christmas
are we
you've
doing
never
that
met
again
before.
this year?
Give some fucking Christmas gifts. No, I hate all that shit. I don't want that shit.
So,
What are
me-
we
actually,
doing?
me-
No, no.
wait.
How
wait,
much
me
time?
and
No,
Dom-
my mind's fucking Jedi. Real quickly, I'll let you go. My mind is
I know we're
blown.
not doing it on here. Me and Dom are actually doing it on MCM. We're switching gifts.
Good. You guys can do. You can do white elephants. I think white elephants are horrible, but feel free. Good. If you guys want to join them in there, I don't want to do it here.
Yeah,
You know,
but yeah.
you know, Dom's getting a Boba Fett thing, and you're going to see 3PO.
Yeah, I mean, we know what we're getting. We know
I
what
can
you two are
guarantee
getting.
you-
Sorry, spoilers.
Spoiler
guarantee you
alert!
Dom
We
has
know
no
what you're
idea what he's
getting.
getting.
Okay, number two. You guys have just told me how much time your wives and you have wasted, and it is beyond. Like I cannot even comprehend. I could not comprehend that you would sit through a fucking entire
I don't.
series.
I don't. I will get angry at her if she I said, you want to get on your phone and find out what's happening at the end of the season on episode 3, then hey, it's a free country. You do what you want to do. You better not tell me, or else I will be
Yeah.
pissed. And we will not watch TV together anymore.
Hey, was that
It's
the
like
big
if somebody would
wampa?
have told
Hey,
me
was that the
today,
big wampa
hey,
pot
the
down?
Jets are going to lose to the Patriots 10-3. I'm not watching the replay
not
of
watching
the
the
game
game.
later.
Hey, if
No,
somebody
I
said the
fucking-
Cowboys are gonna win 40-3 today,
Pete,
I would have still watched the game.
that was a waste of 3 hours, Pete. Either way,
I would not watch
I'd rather
the-
be told what happened.
Yeah. No, but what I'm saying, like when I think I missed the MSU U of M game, and I was in the bubble, and some asshole on the plane came by and told me what pretty much happened, like while walking by, which I don't even know why, but like whatever. So they did, and I'm like, okay, thanks a lot. But I didn't go home and watch the recording of the fucking game.
Yeah, I'm saying
I didn't watch the recording of the game. I knew the outcome.
You're preaching to the choir. I'm with you. I am that type of person. I won't do
I'll
it.
watch
I'm just
wrestling.
saying there are people out there who do that.
I watch
we're okay
wrestling
with doing
even
it.
though I find out what happens in wrestling. I'll still watch it.
Yeah, like I'm not going back and paying for full gear just so I can see MJF win. Spoilers.
What the fuck?
Oh, spoilers. There you go.
Well, it happened.
New
It happened
champion.
yesterday. So
John Moxley's coming back to WWE.
Why? You know you're wasting so much time.
It's not my time. It's their time.
Not you. I'm talking to Dom.
Why?
Oh,
You know the outcome. I think I'm having a seizure. Like my head is just fucking melting.
You're not.
Listen
All
to me.
You're not having
Look,
one. All right.
because I don't
Almost
think-
the eyebrow is stuck in this
Lands are
fucking
playing.
position at this point. It fucking
twitching?
won't move. I think I'm having a brain aneurysm or some shit. I do not understand this. I cannot compute it. Either way,
you don't want to listen. It's something that's I want to watch the show because even though you see spoilers, there's still stuff that you know in the show you have to find out.
BK, I hope you're all right.
Oh, where is BK? He said God bless. He was going to try to be
Spoilers
here.
not good for Jesus.
no, it's just watching a show that you already know the answer to or the ending to. It's just you just want the reaffirmation of getting exactly what. I don't know. I just
Yeah,
Well,
that kid should be done. You're done. Sir.
Done.
Good day. You're canceled from the school. Out of here. I think everybody would have been perfectly fine with that. Fail them out. Yeah, I don't understand it. I will say this. Since Dom did bring it up, we'll talk about it now. The Bob Iger thing, which is also blows my mind that nobody saw this one coming, considering he would never leave, and that they would not give us. Do we think we're gonna get? Do we think finally?
Yeah, I'm gonna drop out, guys.
Yeah, take it
I
easy.
will-
yeah,
Jedi.
I gotta
you
go
guys
too.
next week.
We
Yeah,
started
we
this
can do it.
Bob
Real
Iger
quickly.
for all of a
All I
sudden.
have to ask is one question. Do you think we're going to get our dividends? That's all I give a shit about. The stock price has been terrible. Is this the move so that we can get our dividends back? And he purposely stopped it. Because that's
Well,
the only reason I see Bob
I can
Iger
honestly
going
say
down.
one thing.
I have no idea what you're talking about, so I don't know.
Ever since
I can
Bob
say
Iger's
one
left,
thing.
the dividends have been
That
low.
Bob Iger's coming back. Anybody who ever wanted Kathleen Kennedy to leave, she ain't going anywhere.
To me, this is like
Anyway.
to me, this is like the clickbait. I mean, it's not, but I have no idea who Bob Iger is, and I'm happy not knowing who Bob Iger is.
Yeah.
And I just don't care.
I
don't
mean,
care
I
who
know
he is.
he's the head. He's been the head. For
Yeah,
a
he's
long
the head.
time,
He
but
was the head for the longest time.
I don't know anything about stock
I
prices.
don't care.
or
Yeah,
anything like that, but-
stock prices don't affect me.
He is also
Well, it
a
matters to fucking me. Once again,
Well,
mind
that's
blown
just
that you guys
you.
love
could
this
do
shit. You
your-
don't
your
invest in
Disney
it.
stock show.
I don't have stock in it. No, I'm not doing
Bob
stock.
Iger also
in it.
has a share in Funko. So
You don't have stock in Disney. You guys love all the Marvel. Okay.
I don't know what I have stock in. I got people for that.
No,
got
I don't have stock in
Funko,
it.
got stock in
I don't want to pay attention to that. I got too many other things to
I
pay
want my
attention
dividends.
to.
All I want is Bob Iger back so I can get my dividends back, damn it.
Okay,
I want
the
my
dividends
dividends
are-
back.
We
You
have
got
to
like
go-
$5,000
we
in
have
to-
$1 bills right there. You got plenty of money. You don't need
Right,
borrow.
Jared.
I always need more money. I always need more money. Get out of here.
All right.
All right. That being
Not
said,
$1 bills, they're $100 bills. I don't know if you have seen these before, but these are $100 bills, not $1 bills.
hey,
All right.
All
Well,
right,
then
send
you
us
don't
home.
need your dividends.
turn
I
the
get outta here.
turn the
Definitely need
$100 bill
dividends.
around. The $100 bill folded up. It looks like the waterfall, like the water's coming, like the big tidal wave in the back. You got to do the back, fold it straight.
What? We're not
then you-
doing fucking origami with $100 bills.
Yo,
We're
also
done.
$20 bills. 20
3.5
hours.
hours. I'm going to work
What are we
tomorrow.
doing?
God damn it.
Okay.
All right, I have to go
We're
to work
done.
too. I have to work. And besides, I got my brother's car. My brother loaned me his car for the week, and I got it parked. I have to move it at 7:00 tomorrow. So I'm taking the car to work. So I got to find a spot. My job now tomorrow. I have the
What?
car until Thursday.
No, we're not getting into this.
well,
All right. Thank you, everybody, for sticking around. It was really fun. We had a good time. I hope you guys did too. We'll see you rest of the week. We got a bunch. I know that Hidden Gems just taped.
Yeah, I'll have Hidden Gems and I'll have Chasing Ghosts and we'll have the tax show.
MCO
After that,
apparently is doing
Thanksgiving,
something or another.
I'm at least taking a break
Clean
for
up this mess
Thanksgiving, so
now.
we'll see.
Damn it, Wayseeker. This shit's
Mhm.
everywhere. All right.
Anyway, all right,
It
we'll
is.
see you guys later.
All right. We'll see you guys later.